tonight's live stream. It's the one. It's the only. It's me. Okay, I promise not to do that again because that was horrendous, and I feel worse of a person for doing it. So, hello everybody, and welcome to tonight's live stream. I was particularly vague with what time I was going to do it because I had no particular plan of when I was going to do it. So, to all of you who are watching, or if you've been waiting for the time, hi. For those of you who are just stumbling across us now, hi. Hope it's all going well. Hope you can hear me well enough. I've tried a new plan with where to put the microphone. And it's down there rather than being on me, because that means I can move around and be unhindered by the thing of wires. And I think that's kind of cool. So let me know, guys, if you can hear me. That's the first thing. Make sure that the sound is, well, you know, it's not going to be brilliant because it's a live stream, but you know, sound is soundy would be good. So let me know if you can hear us and you're happy with that, and that will be cool. So today I've got something new to play with. Well, not really new, but something different to play with, and it's this. That was good, wasn't it? Is a Airfix kit wagon thing. So I thought today I'm going to build a kit live on stream. Oh yes, that's how we're doing it, live, for all you wonderful people that are doing a thing, building a thing. So I thought that would kind of be fun. Could make that, make a wagon, and then the next time we do this, then I can try painting it and make it look kind of cool and everything. So that's the plan is. Thanks, Rob. Thanks for your help. So yes. Lots of people. Hello, and hello. Hope you're all well. Hello from Australia. That's pretty cool. I'm in fabulous mode. Paint my wagon. Yeah, I will paint it. Have we already built stuff on the stream? Kind of. Nothing like this. So, oh, Belgian buses in Maldingham. I would like to do that, Chris. Maldingham. Something like that. I still can't pronounce the name of the place. So yeah, how are you making it? Because I'm amazing like that. So things that you will need for this is a cutting instrument, and I have been safely trained with one of these. I've done a health and safety course and was told that I shouldn't be allowed a knife. Now, what's really sad about this is these aren't made anymore. I built several of these so far, and I've always kind of thought it's a little bit sad to. Don't need to cut it, to actually open it up and build it, because it's kind of creating it, isn't it? It's doing what it needs to be real, but it's also kind of like it's survived this long pristine. It's almost a shame to take it out of the box and do it. So yes, I probably do need an adult. Yes, I like the smell of petrol. I like petrol, although diesel's better. Hello from, where is this? East Fun Scotsman's going to East Lancs. It's meant to be, isn't it? Hello, Terabit. Horrible and Kit Watkins are wrong. Oh, right. This is something you don't get in modern things. Is look at this piece of paper instructions and the smell. Do you know what this smells? Because it's old paper. And do you know what it reminds me of? When I was little, my mum used to read to me the Enid Blyton books, so the Famous Five and the Secret Seven, and this bit of instructions has the same smell as those books. It's really nice, and that's strange, and I know that sounds really strange, but I think it's really nice. So as normal, guys, I will try to respond to as many of your comments as possible. If I miss them, then just do put them again and I eventually will respond. So that's what it is. So things like, hello, Lawrie, what are your thoughts on E2? It was a bad locomotive. That's what it is. Wasn't particularly good. Was a shunter, ample at being a shunter, but nothing else. A good locomotive is something that will do more than you ask of it, and the E2 did not. I did a health and safety course and they told me I should leave. So, is it O gauge? No, it's double O gauge. Show us how to set up a stream one day. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, does anyone like this as well? I am wearing a Ruston and Hornsby logoed t-shirt to go with my own locomotive. I thought that was quite good. So I thought that was cool. Hello Tom, how are you doing? Bonnie from Airedale, where's Malcolm Barkley? Harpies. Oh. If you use a modern piece of paper, it won't smell anything. You have to have something like this, which Ah, the Airfix range includes over 300 constant scale, and amongst them are airships. One, I don't understand why they've done this. I have to show you that, but they've put hyphens, the liney things in there at just the wrong point, so that get a bit closer so you can actually read that. Just it really mucks up your reading, makes it very difficult. So there we go. Yeah, that's just complex, so we don't need that. But what I do need is this thing here. So yeah, E2, bad engine, didn't do what it was needed to do. Walk past the Ruston factory in Lincoln today, that counts. Yes, that counts, Charles. So, the chap in the comments, Tom, has got a vintage fire engine, which is much nicer than my own, Dennis. And he's been a terrible person. He's been sending me pictures of, he's been out with work on a period film shoot. And it looks glorious because it's full of old cars that I like, and the fire engine looks glorious. And he's just been showing off, and it's very show-offy. I'm very jealous of him. So, yes, you should put your Ruston 40H merch in the store. We have plans for more merch. It's just getting... The problem is at the moment, I'm more or less full-time with this. I'm doing the odd day of work here and there. So tomorrow I'm off doing a day's work. And then Wednesday, I think. But the rest of it's full-time. It's just trying to get enough time to do merch. Because obviously, trying to do merch takes up time as well as shooting videos and stuff. But we're trying to. So that's it. Thoughts on Japanese trains? I like the bullet train. I think that's really cool, especially the first gen one. I don't Airfix saddle tank locomotive. The Pug or the J94. I've recently just purchased a new HO's Genesis diesel thing. Bamford Junction says he lives near the East Lancs Railway. Nice part of the world. Those type of open cars could dump from either end. No, these didn't dump from the ends. These have side opening bits. Oh, I think that was once upon a time part of the transfers. Yeah, these bits here, those are your side opening doors. I assume this is a complete kit. This came off eBay because I had the wonderful idea of building it for you guys. Those are wheels. That's a wheel. That's also a wheel. I am not overly... I've got more bits than I should in some bits. I wonder if I've got all the other bits. I haven't tested this so far, so it may be possible that we are missing bits. That's brake rigging. Those are buffers. This is looking positive. And this is built to Airfix's system. So they used a little Buckeye couplings. I don't know if you can see it there, but Buckeye. There, that's all the way. That's as far as I can reach. There. And there we go. What are the questions? Is this well, the text was fully justified. I didn't see that bit. So, hi Lawrie, cool, great father worked at Rustons in Lincoln. Oh, that's cool, Chris. That's very cool. Have you seen this in Bristol? It's mad. A police fan is on. I have not. You can come play with this. I look forward to it, Tom. Look forward to it. Airfix, yeah, Airfix don't really do it anymore, do they? Because all that their bits went on to DePaul, who still produce the kits, so you can buy the locomotive kits from DePaul, I believe. Thoughts on mountain engines? Mountain engines, cool. I do like Snowdon, seeing the engines go up there. Blue Foxy, Lawrie building a kit, considering how many vehicles work in the shed. Well, this doesn't need to work under its own power, does it? You know. What extinct locomotive would you say from the Cutter's Torch? Probably a V1. I like them. They're nice tanks. See you later. Anything vintage. If I use some designs for the help from merch, I would be well up for looking at designs. It does save us time, so we'd be up for it, yeah. We'll be getting a model railway line. I don't have the Rocket yet, and I quite like it, but there's other things I'd like more, so I don't know. I think the armoured model train... Oh, cool. I have 2 J94s, 1 NCB, and 1 of them BR Black. Ah, so if it's a J94, it won't be an NCB livery, will it then? It would probably just be an austerity at that level. Gay school today. Ah, see you later. Anything vintage, enjoy. Not gonna lie, this is come forward to my railway gun. Yeah, the railway gun's cool. Is it the Oxford Rail one? Because that genuinely looks awesome. What's the little platform you're building on? The top sounds like it's soft on the wood. Yeah, I don't really... This came from a friend of mine. It's got like a felt covering on it. And it was like a extension bit of board for his mod railway. He was building like a modular railway, and it came like that. And it just happens to be a wonderful little plateau. Have you ever thought about doing What's Broken Now, a live What's Broken Now? Wouldn't really be interesting because there's a lot of us mucking around not achieving anything. So will this turn out better than the Lego build off it? Maybe, yeah. Oh, you've got the Dapol Park. Nice. What time is it where I am? It's 9 o'clock. Best railway in Wales. Talaclyn, I think. Love the Talaclyn. There were some other Rosebud kits master. Yeah, that's it. Practical 20 tons. Oh, nice. What are you building? It's a wagon. So I'll just stick that. If I stick that there, then we'll remember what we're building. Why have you never got a space station as the shed? Because it's massive and it has lots of holes in it, and it just basically we're only there at the weekends. Normally 1 day, maybe 2 days in the weekend. So we'll be burning fuel and running them when we're not there, like the whole time. The roof doesn't fit in several places for good ventilation. It's a losing battle really. So oh yes, as Sun pointed out, new Patreon video came out today for those of you who are Patreons. If you're not a Patreon already, remember you can join up for as little as £8 a month and get everything. You can pay more if you want to, if you think we're worth it. You know, if we're worth it. But basically, £1 a month means you can join up with us. Remember, we've got the Teespring store where you can buy our merchandise and help support the channel. We've got this YouTube channel as well, Lawrie's Mechanical Marvels. That's probably worth looking at. What's the other things going on we go out for? Probably something else. Oh, we do have a website, which is updated periodically. Also, I'm meant to give a shout out, guys. I've forgotten. Have you ever seen the locomotive that's run by a company called Yeoman Number 40? Oh, yeah, because it's that's an American engine in the UK, isn't it, Ryan? That's weird. Come to the Great Central. I'd like to. I feel they're probably a bit big to deal with us at the moment. Jude says the bus video is great. Thank you. We really enjoyed that. That was fun. You're going to be building a kit. I'm going to be building a crane on Gmod. I'll send you some screens when done. Oh, fair enough, Chandler. Hello again, Tornado Plays. Good afternoon, evening. It's definitely evening here, Mr. Northwest or Harrowdode. Great Central is great, yeah. Are you worried about the future of model railway craft? Not really. There's more model railway stuff kicking around now than there's been. It's really good. Yes, it's natural ventilation on the shed. It's because it's holy. Is that the video with the snack? No, it's not. No, that we got a little thing coming up on the Patreon channel, guys. Is we got sent some snacks by America, so the whole team sat down and we ate American snacks and found out what we found about them. So that'll be something coming up soon. Yes. Can I go to the Severn Valley? Yes, I can. Evening says MDH Games. What do I think of the Mark IV Mondeo Titanium Export? I think it's a car. Do you think the channel you could team up with the preservation projects like the Deltic? We'd love to do something like that if people want to do the stuff with us. I guess we might have to be a bit bigger for people to actually think about us, but yeah. Insufficient coal and water reminds you of the Fairleys. Oh, fair enough. Good evening, Michael. Would you like me to post some video and photos of my Class 37 in Discord? I mean, yeah, go for it. Why not? Did enjoy the bus video? Well, that's good. My name is Chandler as well. Lots of them. Would you consider driving a 33? Oh, I'd love to drive a 33. I'm hoping to do one at some point. I know a couple of railways have got a 33, so I'd love to have a go on them. Ran out of water in just 34 kilometres on the destination. That's bad. Shit, right. Hello from Missouri. Thank you. The snacks were good, Chandler. They were good. Hello, Thomas. Advice to start out motor railways for the first time. Don't know, really. I guess a starter set is probably the best way to go, although you'll probably end up not using most of it, but it's a good way to start. So have a look for it. I got back into the hobby with the Flying Scotsman set. I had the Flying Scotsman set and enough track to do a double loop. So I had the Flying Scotsman, 4 coaches and an inside loop. And so I could run some of my old stuff, 2 controllers, 2 trains going around, and that amused me for a long time. Had my crew turn up for the O-gauge A4, waiting for the core. That's going to be a big, nice, big model. An A4 would not fit on my O-gauge layout. So that's hello. Severn Valley is good fun, isn't it? So X2F coupler, yeah, 70s, yeah. It was a standardised coupler that's the toy trains. Yeah, it's this is what Ethics and Ethics locos were using. So if I've got an Ethics A4, Ethics 4F somewhere, and that's got these couplers to work with the Ethics coaches. It's got massive. Disco the virus going. You're going to continue full time. Go more depth than that. Yes, PS guys. Yeah, if you do something, oh, also guys, if you do want to donate to us, you can either do the live chat here, or you can just donate straight to our Patreon, and then YouTube doesn't take a cut. And if you do donate to that, you can let us know what you'd like that money to go for. Because I forgot to turn it on first, I won't be able to monitor it, so just let us know in the comments if you want to donate to that. Any money that you do donate is very gratefully appreciated. There is something going to be happening with the Ruston in the not too distant future, in the quite immediate future, and the money that you guys helped donate the other day is actually going to make that possible. So that's exciting. So a big like that. So mentioned full-time Discord. The priority is going to be continue being a full-time YouTuber. Can you go into more depth on that? What do you want to know? I mean, before it's not going to mean much change for the channel, to be honest, apart from the fact that I'm not going to be so overworked. When I first started the channel, I was working a full-time job, so I was still lorry driving at that point, and so I do shoot a video one day at the weekend, go to the shed the other day at the weekend, work 5 days, and every evening come in and edit together the videos. Then I went to America, and I was away for 3 weeks with JM on Cars, and I came. It took me about a week and a half to actually recover enough to feel normal again after being overworked. So when I came back, that's when the team started taking up and doing some of the edits as well. So at the moment, since the first lockdown, my lorry driving stopped pretty much, and so it's been fairly full time, and I've got no desire to go back. And YouTube needs to grow significantly to make this work, but we kind of really want to make it work. That's the basic kind of thing of it. So we want to make it work, and it needs full time. It's one of those things, a double-edged sword. In order to make YouTube work, you need to give it all the time, but it's not generating enough money. So that's basically it. We're hoping to continue pushing out 2 videos a week for the foreseeable. Sometimes it will be a live stream, probably 2 a month at the moment. And yeah, just that's the plan. We've got lots of stuff lined up though. It's all exciting. So yes. But basically anything that you want to, if you do want to donate, it makes a massive difference to us. And feel free to use the super chat function here and be a hero in the chat, or just donate straight to the PayPal. But do let me know that you've donated. So, hi Lawrie and friends, everyone okay? Yes, me and the team are good. Research Workshop Chief Engineer says, shame to know what UK Workman. I have no idea what that is. I just DM'd you on Insta. That's cool. My phone is there, which is what you're watching me on. So if you message me on anything apart from this chat here, can't help you. But I will check it out afterwards. Do you have a PayPal link on the Patreon below? You can make a one-time donation addition. Thank you, Shipwright. Sonaroo has already done it. Lovely. How's the Ruston? It's probably still at the railway. There is an update on it coming soon, though. Hi, those Fab as away. Thank you, Ancient. There's a City of Cherokee. Yes, there is. I've got a motorised one, and then it doesn't work very well. First time I found you live. Oh, glad you finally found us live. Does losing access to your bus van pose a problem for future LMN shenanigans? Oh. That could be an issue. I will probably, well, to be fair, I will probably look at staying at least friendly with them. For instance, I'm doing a day with them tomorrow and a day with them, no, just tomorrow, yeah, and a day with them on Thursday. So doing the odd day I think will be fine and allow me to still occasionally borrow El Vano, because the Vano is useful until we are a big enough channel to get our own, I suppose. Have you considered doing a video cameras with James May or such? I'd like to do something with, yeah, James May would be quite good. Certainly some of the, I don't know. The thing about the Top Gear guys is, as cool as they are, we know very much that they're not who they appear to be on TV. They are characters. And I'm not sure, they say never meet your heroes. And that's how I feel about that. So I really like the guys, and I'm not sure if we kind of met and worked with them, if that would kind of spoil how I see them. I know that some of the behind the scenes stuff has spoiled some of it for me. So I'd like to, James May's cool though, so I'd like to do something with him. Do you have this car company over there, England Mopar? I don't think we have Mopar. Can you make a video of you restoring the Lima E2? The one now? Oh, the not the Lima one. Do you mean the Trix one? Thank you very much, Shipwright. That's very kind of you. So if everyone you don't want to see Lawrie Hungry donate to the channel, PayPal here. Pretty much PS Xbox Classics, yes. Yes, it honestly makes a huge difference, guys. I mean, YouTube doesn't pay a huge amount of money, but it's honestly like so many of you guys are wonderful and you're kind of enjoying the channel, and it's so uplifting for us. Thank you, Shipwright. That was a lot of money. Thank you very much. That's really, really kind with you. Right, so those of you who have donated stuff before, I've ordered more pictures, and it's something I'm going to be doing, sending more pictures off. If you do donate over £10 in the UK, I will be sending you a photo. Make sure you email, drop Sunru a line with your name and address or something, or contact details to him, or drop me an email at Lawrie's Mechanical Marbles, and I will send you a picture saying thank you very much, picture of me being like, yeah. So that's something that will be happening. So if you want a signed picture of me and a little message, do that, and I will do that, and Sun will be having a thing. So yes, so those of you who have donated, thank you very much, and I shall send you a picture. What was I talking about? I have no idea. Oh yeah, so basically so many of you lovely people are enjoying what we're doing here on the channel that it's kind of at the stage we're going, yeah, it's going to be worth taking this further and trying to make it into a full-time thing and continue to make it something proper and really make it happen. What's the total donations roughly? So far, I think it's about £50. Enjoying the stream, hope you and the team. Well, I had my first day at the Middleton Railway day. Combe? I'm going to call you Combe. Middleton Railway is fantastic, and I can't wait to get back up there. I'm hopefully going to be joining up with their team on the footplate. They're a lovely group of people. Hi, everyone from Yorkshire. Yorkshire's lovely. There's been a lot of research on amateur private and fire engines. Going to see a quick solid fire. It's an interesting one. It's they are. If it's used, it's technically yes. Having fun with your Austin 48 and favourite trains. For curious questions, how many times do you go to the pub bar and drink beer all night for relaxation? I don't drink, Ron. I am totally teetotal. So, I don't drink. Can you review a Leyland International? Oh, Sean, thank you very much. I could reveal a Leyland National if somebody does it. Update on the postcards. They're there. I just haven't sent them off. Looking for some Lawrie Goes Local forward. Check out your review of the Leyland bus. We have some good reviews coming up. In fact, I need to, once I finish the stream, I need to organise one more that's going to happen hopefully soon. Do you have any ghost stories? Don't think so. I've got a UFO story, which was I was working on a film. We were shooting a crop circle film. And the sun was going down, and we were shooting like one of the main scenes. And we just stood there kind of chilling out as they shot. And as we sitting there, there were these flashing lights in the sky, like a plane or something, just going. And we watched it, and it just went flash, 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 flash. Clear night, and we were just like, that's absolutely terrifyingly creepy. But it's just thing flying across the sky and just went out. So there. You were seeing me painting. Oh, you were painting the ballast stamp for that. Nice one, Rob. Yeah, as Sunru said, do that thing. Can't give much away, but I make silly things. That's good, Kraken de Wagon. Love that name. Oh, and yes. Oh, that's the thing. The Discord server, if you're not already on the Discord server, come and find. Lawrie can't afford to drink his vintage biscuits to keep. Yeah, no, tell me about it. Well, after your MOT, mate, you know about it as well, I am sure. That is drinking money gone forever. Vehicles are expensive, guys, so that's one thing. If I get some sleep, it's 9:20. Yes, it is, but that's still early days, and I want to build this thing. I bought it to do a stream with, and so a stream with it I shall do. And also because it's kind of a simple kit, I thought I could look somewhat competent, as as you do. How many trains locomotives have you driven? No idea. How's the Lima 37 keeping? I might have a few at Tinkers if you're interested. Yeah, it's going well. I mean, it's run pretty well since the last video. I've run it a couple more times. And yes, there was a good model shop. I enjoyed looking around that model stall. How many trains have I driven? Honestly, at this point, I have no idea. I have totally lost count. Good 33 on the Chenick Valley. Chenick Valley's nice full stop. So, Mr. Road, love the bus video. Thank you. The bus video was good. Tweezel, get some sleep. It's 9:20. It's not that late. We film it in the Midlands. I'm from Derby. Don't think so yet. Teetotal seems to be more like the first thought. Fair enough. I just never drunk. Loved the Leyland Olympic. It was great fun. I've been to Llangollen several times. Llangollen. Yeah, I've been several times. Looking vintage vehicles. What advice do you have? Do it. Just go ahead and do it. You'll probably make mistakes. There'll probably be bad days, but just go ahead and do it. That's my advice to you. It's my thoughts with Jupiter when contemplating whether or not to buy it. Bearing in mind this contemplation lasted moments. But I was in a pub with my mate Lewis, who has appeared on the channel a few times, and I was talking to him about it. I said I'd rather be the guy who bought a fire engine, lost a load of money on it, and it all went wrong, than the guy who spent my entire life going, I wonder what would happen if I bought it. So my advice to you is just go for it. It might go terribly wrong, in which case I'm sorry, but just go for it. You don't know, and I'd rather be the guy who tried and failed than the guy who always wondered, what if? So that's my thought about it. There's lots of people out there who will help you. Most things are relatively easy to fix. There's a lot of information on the internet. There's lots of books, so you can do a lot of reading and just go in and get involved. People will kind of appreciate that you try it. I think I've spent enough money on it. Yes, you probably have, Rob, but thank you very much, because you're lovely like that. Hello, Jacob. I'll drag you all over the Midlands, Lawrie, don't worry. Alright, James, that sounds great fun, because we've got stuff. Oh, I've done filming up there, isn't there? Because Stanford's kind of Midlands, isn't it? How did we get home? We walked. It was a long old walk. From there, we walked all the way home. Jupiter in the Jawok car, what? Oh, thank you very much. Do you prefer 224 or 424? I don't think we really had any over here. I'm trying to think of anything off the top of my head that I can think of that was either of those wheel arrangements. That's I think that's an American thing more than anything else. Why would you have a 424 tank? Because I mean that would give you absolutely no driving weight. A 224 I can kind of understand. That's no, I can't, because I know the 440. The 044 was the Forney locomotives. I'm trying to think. Anyone got any examples of a 224 or a 424? I think I'll go for the 424. That sounds a bit more substantial, but it'd be weird, wouldn't it? I saw something. Sorry, I had to go work to not be intentional. Lawrie, cut off any fingers yet? No, I've still got them all. Other than America, where have you been in the world? So obviously America, Iceland, Ireland, Wales, Scotland, England, France, Belgium, Holland, Denmark, Germany, Spain, Italy, Romania, Bosnia, Poland, Slovakia, Slovenia, Turkey, Austria, Liechtenstein. Did I say Romania? China, Australia, New Zealand. I think that's everywhere. I think that's everything. We've had a 422 before. Yeah, up at 4 AM tomorrow. Up 4 AM? What are you doing at 4 AM? Oh yes, Aerolite. Of course, Aerolite. Yes, that's a nice thing, isn't it? Good thought there, Hurst. I would have forgotten about that. The pony locomotive of 224. We need to see Larry dressed as Dross Van Schroner. Yes. 424 sounds like Sterling. Oh, I suppose, yeah, because we did have 422s, didn't we? Like Sterling, so it could be a big Sterling. Cornwall. Was the Cornwall? Was it Cornwall? Was it a two? I reckon you run your steam car if you get the kit done. Probably not, because it's upstairs, Henry. I could do it again at some point. Oh, hello, Colonel. Ringtones. Sounds like the animatic song. Oh, yeah, that was good fun. Keep up that. Lawrie goes worldwide, yeah. You have to come back to Australia. I'd like to. I really want to. Yeah, Stephen, that's right. I should have remembered Aerolite. It's an amazing looking thing, isn't it? What was the first train you ever drove? The first time I ever drove, I was a volunteer at Bressingham, and I was about, I don't know, that tall. And I got to go on the footplate of Thomas, and I got to open up the regulator of Thomas. That was the first thing I ever drove. 440, yes, proper American 440s are lovely. 266 US wood burning locomotives, very unique. 266, oh, so massive great firebox to burn wood, yeah? Hello, Mason. Hi, Lawrie. With all your ideas for YouTube video, you reach out 100k subs, that'd be a nice reward effort. Yeah, I mean, it would be. It'd be nice. If we got to that stage, it would be... We have a plan for kind of getting that stage and going forward. And kind of really hope that it happened. It'd be really cool if it did. Certainly, there's plenty of content to make for you lovely people if it did happen. So, yeah, it's an exciting, very exciting concept. So we hope it will happen. Yeah, we really hope it will happen. Hello there, Six Small Wheels. Again, guys, if I do miss anything you say and I skip over it, just repeat it and I'll catch up to it. You know, it's hard to read, think, and do the making thing. That's it. Making things. This is not typing. This is modelling. So if I miss anything, do just repeat it. What do you think of the new 69? I really like it. It's nice to see the old body still being about. I think it's cool. It's a nice idea. We think it's cool. I just like old things. I should come back to New Zealand. Yes, I really want to. It's just expensive. And that's the big problem. It's not so even just getting there, it's living out there. But I really want to go back to New Zealand. Honestly, if I hadn't got the shed and the collection building in the shed, my brother was in New Zealand, several years, 3-4 years ago now. And I went out and visited him for 2 weeks. And if I hadn't got the collection, I would have stayed in New Zealand. New Zealand's fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. I went to Denmark, yeah, I was hiking 24 hours in Denmark, went on the ferry, had a day in Denmark, came home. A 2800 does sound good, 2800s are great. The Russian Doomsday trams, what? No. What's this? The black and white photo. Oh, what this? That is a picture of me. It's me. Break Time on the Suffolk Midi by Jeff Beals. And I have absolutely no idea how to contact Jeff Beals. But he took this picture of me one day at the railway and just said, okay, take a picture of you. And I was like, yeah, of course, on the condition that you send me a copy of it. And he did. He said, I wasn't even being serious. It was just like, oh yeah, send me a copy of it. And yeah, he did. And it's a wonderful photo. I love it. 40 out the Red Express 9-foot driving wheels. Lawrie, please drive the Great Western 2800. I'd love to drive a Great Western 2800. What are your thoughts on Sir Hayden and Edward Thomas? I think they're lovely little engines. I'd love to go on it. Would I have to do a Class 20? I'd love to do it. I should do a video at Didcot. I did talk to them. It seemed like it was going to happen and then nothing happened. Hi Lawrie, it's great to see you bust on the channel. There will be, what are your favourite whistle? Whatever the Americans have, like 5 chimes of bloody brilliant. If you make it back to New Zealand, this Patreon has accommodation, alcohol-free beverages available. Thank you very much, Grinder2112. It's going to be America next, and then we will be letting obviously everyone know that what we're doing, and we're going out there when we have a plan to give people the opportunity to say if they'd like to, give us a sofa or something, or say hi. Because without being too cheeky, if there are people there willing to put us up, we've got a plan to do a big trip. And the people around who are willing to give me and whoever else is coming a sofa for a night or a floor, it does save us a lot of money. It means we can actually do it a bit more. So if any of you lovely people feel that, and the same for hopefully New Zealand will be the year after. So depending if we do it either 2022 or 2023 will be New Zealand. So if there are any of you lovely people out there, then that would be fantastic. I mean, hopefully, if the channel keeps growing, we can do it sooner, which would be lovely. We've got a lot of stuff to do out in New Zealand, which is really exciting. But if any of you lovely people kind of fancy putting us up for something, that would be wonderful. What's been your favourite engine to drive? My favourite because of what it was, is Dolgok, because it's magnificent. My favourite in terms of just an engine that was just fantastic is Chris in the comments, Austerity that I drove in Belgium, which is just, it's the most, out of every engine I've driven, Chris's Austerity was the best in terms of condition. It was absolutely flawless, like how it handled and worked. Timing was impeccable. Everything was spotless. Everything worked. It was like a brand new steam engine, and it was glorious. It was just glorious. Dolgok was glorious for the fact that it was Dolgok and the sheer amount of heritage and history that just kind of washed over you when you stood on the footplate, and suddenly, yep, regulator's yours, and you stood there going, oh, it's Dolgok. Like this is important. So yeah, that's there. So yes, if you ever need a hand, or if Swanee Rustin, love to give you a hand. Thank you, Brandon. But Rustin is one of the things that we can have people come and give us a hand with because it's the MIDI. That's fine. Whereas the shed's an interesting one. But yeah, a 12-tone whistle. That's pretty good. Have you ever tried Hornby Live Steam? No, I haven't. It's got a lot of mixed reviews. It's apparently very difficult to control. If you could, would you review a plane? What 3 planes would you do? Spitfire, Lancaster, Blackbird. Blackbird would be awesome. Can you make a video of the Stephenson's rocket, maybe? I'd like to. Oh, or UK something. If you read this, the 2800, have you ever... Oh, you have driven the 2800 Lancaster Rail. Okay. So we have also the trolley bus. I'd like to go to the trolley bus museum, actually. I'd really want to drive a trolley bus. I would love to do the Darjeeling in India. I'd love to, especially before it ends. Oh, you did the Sacramento one. Named Don Wood and Don Robin. Don Robin's come home, hasn't it? Or it is coming home. Yeah, yeah. Somebody mentioned if J70 survived. Oh yeah, we've got a at the East Anglia Rail Museum. We've got a Fowler that's wearing basically a shed. What happened to the rest of them? Nothing. It's just sat at the MIDI because of COVID. I haven't really been able to get up there much. Thank God for YouTube. Lockdown TV is poor. Yes, it's very hard to make films. Comments on WD196. Seriously, Chris, thank you for asking us out there. It is without doubt the best thing. What's incredible is I came off that engine being like, this is the best thing I've ever driven. It's just so good. And Chris came off it, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure. This isn't quite right. And I'm sat there going, but it was perfect. It's like, no, this. And during the breaks between lockdown, Chris in Belgium was like, oh yeah, I've taken the engine apart because there were some jobs that needed doing. But it's brilliant. He was like, oh no, I wasn't quite happy with it. It needed some little bits. But it is absolutely magnificent. So yes. Adam, any progress on the Lotus? No, not really. We got a plan though. There is a plan. That's about it. Yeah, there's a plan. The Hurricane's cool. Don't get me wrong, the Hurricane's cool, but I feel... I don't know, the Spitfire's got a certain gravitas to it, hasn't it? New lubricator drive on the WC thing is rattled too much. I mean, yeah, it's got keep it good, yeah. 3D printed a model of Titch. Your video is really helpful with the reference material. Oh, nice one, David. Titch is great fun. It's a lovely little thing to drive. Can you imagine? Oh yes, would you just driving Blackbird? Driving Blackbird, probably not the right word. Flying Blackbird. Do you know if I ever did a plane? Because I keep calling the cabs are things like cockpits and command deck. I'd have to be like, and here I am in the cab, or the driving seat, or something, just to upset people. Do planes should come here in New York? We have 2 really big aircraft museums with aircraft sims like proper cabins. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'd like to do that. Don Robin is in Beamish, isn't it? Yes, that's right, James. I knew it was that. Hello, Alex. I'm good. We had a 2800 from SVR at Clan. I think I went and saw that, Jacob. I think I was there for that. Do you have plans for a UK bus tier list? No, I don't think so. I would have crashed the Blackbird you did with the shuttle. I landed that fine. We would have probably lived. Oh, the Mosquito's a cool plane as well. I bet the Mosquito was a really good plane, wasn't it? Like for a wooden canvas aircraft, it was spectacularly good. You ever got a knock on your hands, mate? Honestly, let's keep fun of them. I really want to go back and drive it again to be well, or just have a day out on WD196 because it's awesome. How do you think the trip Sky would go on taking the Lotus instead? In its current format? Hopefully when the Lotus is done, it will be a reliable thing. We've got a new idea what we're doing with it. Different engine, different plan. It probably actually gone really well, to be fair. The 106 was a poor choice. Current 280, 2884, Loco 382. Oh yeah. I like the 2800s and the 3800s. Going to be building the entire Telekin Railway on roadblocks, starting with the engines rolling stock. Oh, fair enough. Current price of your Lawrie, you could have made money on buying the car. The only problem is mine isn't really a functional vehicle, is it? Mine is just a failure, you know. Oh, Vulcan would be amazing, wouldn't it? Yes. But on Rodman's, but lacked a pilot, wasn't allowed. Pretty engine though. Oh, they didn't run it over. That's a shame. The other engine I thought was scrap. was Great Northern. Yes, I've seen the pictures of 1247 out there, which is a nice little tank engine. It's the J52. Is that right, guys? J52, I think it is. Nice engine. Seen it in York several times. Chich is adorable. It's lovely, isn't it? The BR Standard 6MT, the Clan. Yeah, the Clan. The one that's had its chassis cut 3 times, I think. Evening also phone. Playtime I have available. It's work. Just put a picture of Dunrobin up when it was based at New Rugby. Okay. Like, Dunrobin's very pretty, isn't it? Past my flying life to take you up. Private Joker, yes, actually we'd love to do that. We'd love to do something with a plane. It'd be very interesting, something different. Lawrie drives a plane would be a good shot, wouldn't it? Yes. So, yes. We'd like to try that. If you ever go to Ireland, want to review a plane, I can recommend Cessna 170, recently decommissioned from the Irish Air Force. Fair enough. We are planning to go to Ireland once I can go out again and to... The Lotus would look fantastic everywhere. It's a glorious car. And I found some photos the other day of it out. I was looking for something out and about when it was working. It was just like, oh, it was so good. And it's such a shame. Hello, James, Sex in Real Life. I have you on my TV. Finally, you made it to the medium screen. Good, good. We find it, it's weird enough, the concept that you guys are watching us, like, on the computer. But when you're just like, oh yeah, I'm watching you on TV, it's like, really? Why? It just kind of makes you, I don't know, almost a bit more real. It's just strange. Also, these are proper instructions, guys. It's written instructions. There's no diagram. The diagram just tells you what the bits are, and then you have to read it for how to put the thing together. So I'm going to ignore that. Let's assume I know what I'm doing. I wonder how this does go together. Actually, I might need to read this. I can do this bit. I can put the wheels together. That's probably something I can do. Really like to fly a plane. Plane would be good. I don't know if you're well versed in Scandinavia, but yeah, located from that region. We have at the Nene Valley, we have Swede B, which is I think it's 460, and it's just a really nice engine. I really like that, so that would be high on my list. That'd probably be my favourite. It's a nice engine. Would you go to Darlington to see the new P2? Probably, or I'd just wait for it to come out and do its own thing. Come on, Glue. If you could possibly come out and actually be glue-like, that'd be really good. Just going to lose that and we'll just put a bit straight from here. No, too much glue, too much glue. Bad mistake. Mistakes were made, mostly by me. Nothing bad happened. Shouldn't have put that much glue on it. Made mistakes. I've made mistakes. I've made many, many mistakes. Most of them involve buying stuff in the shed, but apart from that, I've made mistakes. Put that there. And then... Oh, thank you, Solar Flops. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. And thank you to everyone who's donated, guys. And remember, guys, if you do want any donation to go on to anything particular, do let us know. And we will try our hardest. Well, we will make that happen. If you want it to go towards the Ruston or the Lotus or a tractor, Viking, there's something going to happen with Viking. Note with Viking, I'm off to buy some new bits for it soon. And then there will be an update on Viking soon as well, so that's exciting. Go visit Tinker's Last Christian, the 50-inch screen. That's kind of cool, I like the idea of that. Armed destruction, sharp things, and really strong glue. This should go well. Yes! The B class, that's what it is still. Well, they are very pretty. What part of the USA do you plan to visit next? Right, at the moment, we're planning to return to to North Carolina and do a road trip. Then after that, I've got an invitation to the Ohio Train Museum, and also to go to New Jersey and do some stuff there. They're the next kind of 3 places we're planning. What's the update on everyone's favourite tiny vehicle, Humpty? It's happy to be back indoors. The skip is looking a lot worse having been outside. It did not enjoy that, it appears. It's got a bit more rusty in it. Hi, Jensen. Loose things to bits, loose bits. Forgot about the stabby until you grab it on my stick. Yeah, that's Kit bashed some model trains before, but I never built one from Kit. Wish you the best of luck. Oh, this should be fine. Should be fine. Right, this has got liney bits on it, so I assume the liney bits go on the sidey bits. Why do you not transport glue to the end of the... Oh, there it is. Lots of glue. Bad mistake. I squeezed it really hard and something went pop, and then lots of glue came out. That's not what I want. Ah, the glue's still going. Ah. I kind of think that goes like that. I hope that goes like that. Not like that. Let's build this vertically, because that's obviously the way this is meant to be built, wasn't it? Like that. Endo bit. Oh, I see, there's bits on that need the thing to be done, so we just put a bit of glue on like that, and then we put a bit of glue on like... I've got a plan. Notice how I'm not touching the gluey bits, so I can't get my fingers stuck to the thing. Intelligent, guys. Oh, it fell over. Oh, it more fell over. Why is this so difficult? Am I just special and unable to do this? I will look at the comments again in a minute, guys, but this has suddenly got complex. Like, the game is on, and I'm very unsure of how to do what I'm meant to be doing. Oh, it's starting to get sticky. Good. I feel like it maybe should have been sticky before, but... Sticky. Please don't stick to the thing. Sticky. That should go like that. There's a little overlappy bit. See, these are proper instructions. The ones that you don't need to read. Sticky bit. I see progress. There is progress. What would win the race? Panya or Ginty? Don't know. Panya, probably? Ginties are pretty good, though. But I assume with Panya. I don't know. Depends on the class, I suppose, of what Panya. There are lots of Panyas available. Some of them are quite big and quite good at mainly. Ginty is like one of the best, just general engines, though. No! I have fired a Ginty, and it was one of the most delightful things I've ever fired. It just did exactly what... Some engines, you kind of have to really work with to get them to do what you want them to do. It's a challenge. Ginty was just... Ginty was superb. It just everything you wanted it to do. It was like, yep, I can do that. Like, make steam now. Yup. Please stop making steam. Okay, boss. It was just the most fabulous thing to fire. Some stuff, you really have to work out and really need to think about what you're doing and really kind of encourage it to make steam. And then, like the Royal Scot, I fired the Royal Scot, and I've never fired anything that wanted to steam more. The whole time it was like, let's go, run away, let's go. I want to do a mainline run. He was like, no, we're doing 25 miles an hour. Don't do anything. It's like, yeah, but we're going to do it at 100. It's like, no. It's 7 miles at 25 miles an hour. Please stop wanting to blow you. No, let's go now. It's like, no, gently. Come on, gently. The Scot was just, it was magnificent. Whoops. Where's the flipping? This is a new one, okay? Quite often the phone just dies for no reason. This time, because it's the phone, it's used a lot of power. I plug it in. What I've done is I plugged it in and I've turned the extension socket on. And so the phone just powered down because it's on silent mode, so no messages or anything interrupt us when we're doing the stream. It's on silent, so it's sitting there going, I'm dying, I've got no battery. and then it just can't go around. I was like, why is the phone turned? Oh, the plug's not on. I am an idiot. So, yeah, that's... Sorry, guys. I am stupid. I am properly stupid. Turns out, on the instructions, I'm meant to build the bottom first, not the top. But there we go. So I've built this the wrong way to start off with, but there we go. I imagine that's meant to sit like that. Oh, that does that. These are actually quite good because you can kind of more or less figure out how it's meant to go together, and I like that you can kind of figure it out without actually having to build it, without Yeah, figure it out. Anyway, I'm an idiot. That's the main thing to go with this. Yep. Everything was ready for the stream. Knew what we were doing. Have at least put the power into the computer so I can see what you're saying, guys. I mean, that's something we should take from this. Oh, thank you, right, Samuel. Sweet pea or I'd think I'd. That's a good question. What would I rather own? I think I'd rather own. I'm not sure. Hold on, I've got to think about this one. That's a good question. I think I'd rather have sweet pea, just because it's so wonderfully quirky. Alf, the Hansler, is quite a useful and good engine, and it's particularly useful and good at the Talclin. Because it's gauge, there's not really anything else you can do with it. Whereas Sweet Pea could go everywhere and do nothing. So probably Sweet Pea. I did love Sweet Pea. It's just such a wonderful thing. And I'm so glad the Middleton Railway have it. And what was wonderful, as I kind of found out when doing the project, is the Middleton Railway really did use it in the railway's early days. I think that's wonderful. Oh, I need to put the wheels in, otherwise... At this point, it's important to get the wheels in, otherwise it will never work. That's not quite right, is it? I feel like one of those needs to slide back slightly, like get these. That's also not right. That needs to go in there. And these both need to shove in an inwards direction to be kind of proper. So let's push that in like that. Push that in like that. Push this in that. Oh, I've just realised I've made a critical error. Which is something we need to address right now before it goes to everyone. Oh look, the wheels go around. It's really good. It's really good. Oh, Sammy, thank you again. Which would be better across the mucky mountains, Alpha Hanselet or Sweet Pea? Immune to rain and wind, so no slipping would get it cold. Well, considering Alf is the wrong gauge, Alf would really struggle. Let's go. Oh, this is why you should read the instructions first, guys, because I forgot to put the thing in. Ah, no, now I pulled it apart, and I didn't mean to pull it apart. Ah, bad plans. Got to kind of just gently tease this apart so I can fit the side door in. Look, nothing bad has happened, guys. What we've learned from this is always read the instructions before starting. Don't do it live when there's an audience to see that you're an idiot. These are all things I've learnt. So I just need to gently pull this slightly apart. Off you come slightly, yes. Ah! You know, somebody mentioned earlier about stabbing yourself with a knife. Stab myself with a knife. Lose the wheels while I just correct my slight mistake. Yes, we go. Nobody saw anything. Everybody still thinks you're competent. Yes, that's fine. Put that on like that. That goes like that. It's all falling apart. Okay, guys. If you're thinking of building a model kit, do try to read the instructions first, because it will stop you making critical mistakes like I have. Probably don't do it on a live stream, so that when you do make critical mistakes, people don't notice and then judge you. There we go. No problems. I fixed all the problems I had. They are not problems anymore, because that's fixed. That could do with a little bit more glue just to hold that in place. It's fine. It's meant to go like this. This is the joy of building kits, because you have to think on your feet. That's why I like these old school instructions that are not overly helpful, because it means that you have to. Where's the wheels? There's the wheels. You have to think about what you're doing. That should be further down. That should be. Whoops. That should be like that. Stabby. Use the stabby to move the thingy inwards. Stabby stabby moves the thing. Go on, in you move. In you move. Go on. Go on. Do as I command. Bit of kit. No, don't disconnect there. That's not what I asked you to do. You slide in there. What I've done, guys, is I have successfully not done it right. That's what I think the main thing to... that's a good stabby. You slide that bit like that. We'll slide this bit like... Yes, now we're... That shouldn't have all moved sideways. But now we're getting somewhere. What's all moved sideways is the bodywork, which is not meant to have moved sideways. That bit's meant to be attached to that. The good news is I have made a fully moving rolling wagon. It has no buffers yet because I've built it in the wrong order. Well, that wheel set is not meant to have popped out of there. That's definitely not what's not meant to have happened. Let's just remove that. Let's just... So, how you're meant to do this is not how I built it. That's the thing to take from this. So, I mean, can I actually just... Oh, I see, those do now just twizzle. I probably should consult the constructions at some point. But what I've realised is I've made a suitable box. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. So I can now re-glue this. Yes. Done a thing. So, yes, anyway guys, if you do want your donation-y things to go to a particular project, do let me know one way or another, whether it's in the comments or if it's via email or any other way. Just make sure that you do let me know, because obviously if you don't let me know, I can't find out and I can't put the money towards a particular project. But we do know that some of you guys like helping out with particular projects. I've made a box! It is a box! Look at it, it's a lovely box. It's a box almost with wheels as well. After disassembly, the main thing to learn from this, guys, again, is make sure that you do follow instructions. They are there for a reason. Normally there to help you build your model. Sometimes it will help you build your model so you don't need to disassemble it after you built it to do the step that you're meant to do beforehand. But where's the fun in that if you don't have the challenge of having to try and disassemble your recently made model to remake it with the correct components? Like so. Oh, I haven't put wheels. Oh, no! I caught the wheel. It's fine. Nothing bad happened. So, I'll just put that. I'll put that there. That's good. That's kind of lets you know what I'm doing. So, squeeze the wheel in. Like that. This is much better than it was before. I am a master model maker. I'm really not. But what I have done now is I have successfully put that more or less like it's meant to be. So things that I have not done which I was meant to do before this. Chippers, send some love to Lotus. Thank you, Chippers. I shall with that. So there is a plan, so it's good. Needs to diagnose on the trailer. 3 emails telling me 3 different locations. One of them is France. That sounds fun. Man with lies, boxcars. Going back to the subject, I reckon some East Fortune near Edinburgh. Concorde that. I've been on the Concorde at Duxford. They've got one there. I've been on it. Not flying, but just on it. Brake rigging. Brake rigging can go in there. I have a vague idea how this should look. So, brake rigging. Yes, 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 no, yes. Yes! Yes! Brake rigging. Where on earth are you meant to go? Is that meant to go on before? Don't know. At times like this, reading the instructions probably would have been a wise move. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I bought this because I built one of these before. I thought I'd probably be able to remember what I was doing. Not a Scooby. Not an absolute Scooby. However, it does now have brake rigging. So that's cool. There's rooms Concorde 2. Yeah, there's a group who are trying to, or a company that are trying to make a new Concorde. Does that go? How does this go? Oh, there's a hole there for it. That makes sense. So there's a hole there for it, and then does that go? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I see. Was that? Oh, oh, oh! Pull the brake rigging out. Mistakes were made by not following the instructions. Because there's two holes you see here, on the back of that, and that corresponds with two holes there. And so, and then there's a hole in the bodywork there, which is a whole little nubby bit there, a locator pin, which is meant to go there. If I had read the instructions, this would be a lot easier than it's turning out to be, because I'd have done it in the correct order. Yes, you want to go there, and then you want to go there, and you want to go there. Can you... Pointy thing? Pointy thing? Would you mind just... No! This... How many people are watching? How many people are watching one idiot attempt to struggle to build a wagon? No, that's the wrong locating pin. You've gone into... You're not meant to be in that one. That's the one your other one's meant to go into. You stupid thing. Stupid thing. And that goes into... Yes, I'm... Oh, champion. I am a champion. This is what I was built to do. I was made to make these kits like this. This is... I should do this professionally. I could be a professional wagon maker. I've accidentally put glue onto the railway wheel, onto the wagon wheel. So it's now going to stick to anything that touches it, like the brakes. Oh wow, that is a wonky wheel. I have not put these together particularly well. Oh, so I need to pull that. Oh no, no, please don't stick. Right. Now to do the other one. Professional, guys. So that's what I am. I am professionals. Does that go? That goes on the front, like that. That goes on there. Bit of glue onto around there. So I take commissions for wagon building, for kit building, because I'm obviously that good at it. Obviously on commission. Professional airfix kit builder. That's what I am. Professionally doing this. I'm doing it to make it look hard. Tonight an incompetent man tries to build a wagon. Hey, succeeds in building a wagon. It's coming together, guys. The video title for this should be Man Ignores Instructions of How to Build Kit. Struggles on regardless. Easy to follow instructions. Man ignores. Decides he knows what he's doing better. Look at that. Got brake rigging now. See? Brake rigging. I'm a champion of what I'm doing. It needs a little defect notice attached to it. Yes, it does. I'll be honest, one of these, that wheel has got such a shake on it. That axle came together there. This one, that axle is not gone together well at all. It's going to go along, it's just going to be like, kudunk, kudunk. This one will derail on points, like, frequently. I just bent it and it's made it better, so. Buffers. Probably that way round. Not sure how we're doing this. Have I forgotten anything else before I do the buffers? No, buffers look like the logical next step. Let's just glue that bit. And that bit, and not my fingers. Glued my fingers, and that should go in like that. Oh wow, look at that, it did actually go together. That has not... No, no, don't break. No, go back together. Oh, things are coming loose that shouldn't be loose. No, why have you come loose? I didn't tell you to come loose. No. More glue. Moments like this, panic, add more glue. Assume nothing bad will happen if you add more glue. More glue. More glue. Don't panic. Don't panic. Just no. Why are you sticking to my fingers? No. 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 Yes. No. 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 I see why you're meant to do the bottom end of this first. I may have made my life a lot more complicated by doing this in a slightly backward way. by slightly backwards, I mean entirely started at the wrong end with building this kit. But this is why I built them off the shelf. But you don't have the satisfaction of sticking your fingers together and an evening's worth of entertainment attempting to try and stick a wagon together. Oh, why don't you stick to the thing where I tell you to? We put the glue there, we put the glue there, glue, 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 glue. And now it's stuck to my fingers. And now it goes like that. Look at that. Now it's a wagon that's got buffer beams. See? Buffer beam and buffer beam. Why is that buffer beam level? Why is one buffer beam level with the end of the I don't understand. Let's ignore that. Hey Adrian. Hello Stephen, I'm good. Send him some locomotive kits. I think I'd be in. Add sausage to the wagon kits. Need another Lego building stream. Could do another Lego one. Commission Lawrie to make a wagon and the ride's broken in the post. When you ask how, it turns out that's how he built it. Man breaks mineral wagon. It's not broken yet. It's not broken. It's very yeah, shabby chic. Yeah, very in the moment. Lawrie, if I send you my Super Bismarck kit, you can make it in the afternoon. You might be able to make it in the afternoon. I don't know if I'll be able to make it in the afternoon. Any plans to build a locomotive kit? Judging on how well this has gone, probably not. It's brain cell losing time with Lawrie. Yeah, it's challenging, isn't it, Henry? Basically, kits, depot kits are basically the same kits. Yeah, I think so. There's a couple other ones I want to try. Plastic cement. My fingers, my sausage fingers are not built for dainty work. Shabby chick. Yes. Hello from Liverpool. Keyword being yes. What's broken now? The wagon Lawrie built. Yes. This is O or double O? This is double O. The kit you're building is 60 years older than this year. Yeah, I know. That's what I was like. It's kind of sad, isn't it, to actually build a kit that's not been... It's kind of beautiful in a way to build something that's not been loved for that long. Because I think it's kind of something very pretty about that and satisfying to build something that had not been used. But it's also kind of tragic, isn't it? I'm going to... If I hang these here, they're going to be right in the way of a... They look very nice with the 3-link coupling hanging down, but it will be totally in the way of anything I do. So we're just going to cut the chain off. And just cut that off like... That's gone forever. That went forever. I don't know where that went, but never mind. So we're just going to have one chain hanging down off this now. Because, yes, I plan to put... I'm not going to put the FX coupling on. I'm going to put actual couplings onto this. No, it's a cement. It's my fingers again. No. No, no. Oh, now I have an upside down hook. Who would have thought it'd be this hard to install a hook the right way up? Not I, but it is. Go on, get in the... No, why would it not go in the hole, guys? Please go through the... Please? Please stop. Did not think this would be an issue. Did not think I would have issue putting this thing in. Might just cut it off. Go in. Go into... This is a design flaw. The drawbar... Oh god, why have you gone wonky? When did you go wonky? You're not allowed to be wonky. Stay straight. The hole that the drawbar is meant to go into is not big enough to actually take the drawbar. Which is kind of a massive design flaw here. Like, huge bit of design flaw. I'm just going to cut that off and just stick it straight on. That's the way to do it. Just stick it straight onto the back. Oh, I've cemented my fingers to everything. Oh god, oh, I smelt it. Oh. You know when you smell like a solventy thing, like, I don't know, like glue, and you're not quite expecting it to be as solventy as it was? And that's what just happened there. That was a strong sniff of glue. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. It's bad. There we go. No, I've made that fine. Having said I sniff glue to then counter it and make sure that nobody does it on the YouTubes. That's how we are responsible adults. Being responsible adults, that's what we are. Gonna put the thing in the doodah. Now this is technical terms. The thing in doodah, railway terms. And another thing in the doodah. At least got way up. They do have the right way up. I probably should put them in the right way up. As all railway people will know, putting a thing in the doodah is highly important. Why would there things gone in the doodah? Right, so turn that one 90 degrees so that's up. And thing in the doodah. Buffer beam and draw hook. Not sure what I was trying to do there. What's your favourite 04 standard gauge engine you worked on? Probably number 11 at the East Anglian Railway Museum. It's a little Barclay, and I think it's cracking because it's a Barclay, and I like Barclays. Is there any other reason that it's good? No, just because it's a Barclay. It's pretty much perfection. It's a lovely little engine. It just steams well. It drives lovely. It's yeah, number 11 is fantastic. Actually, it is probably my favourite. Apart from the tram, well, we call it a tram, but it's not the. Vertical boiler well tank locomotive. We have something like railway. That's an 040, and that's great fun. That is a happy day on that. Not many people can actually fire it successfully, but I've got the knack for it, and I love it. That is a good day out on the tram for me. Again, not actually a tram, but we still call it a tram for unknown reasons. Don't cut into your fingers, kids. That's bad as well. Packets are nice as well. Don't know if I've done a down packet though. Oh, I have driven both Y7s, both the Y7 and the H class, and quite enjoyed the Middleton's one significantly more than our Y7 because it was better, like significantly better. There we go, it's got a drawbar again. I'm doing this. Purchased a car today. What did you buy? What's the car you bought? Oh yes, you can buy merchant stuff. Wait till you try your dad's like, I cannot wait to have a go with that. I really can't, Chris. I cannot wait to get back out to you guys. Can't wait to that. And Avon. I am overly excited to do Fred and Avon. They just cannot wait. Also, I've got to be honest, Chris, it's nice being part of the Loco Owners Club, isn't it? Like, oh, you'll have to come over and drive my Loco, and I can come drive your Loco. Yes, that sounds very good fun. For those of you who don't own a Loco, I'm sorry for that moment, but it's quite nice. When you do own a Loco, guys, just the other thing you can do is when anybody asks you anything vaguely related to Heritage Railways at all, you can answer any question. So, right, guys, anyone want to ask me a question? So the next question I shall answer in the best way to answer any question. So, next question about anything heritage or Loco related or anything, I shall answer in the best way that only I can. Waiting for a question. Waiting for a question. Who's going to do it? Yeah, when you. There you go. Do you see the merit of Mark III in heritage? Well, as a locomotive owner, I feel that Mark III's could well be part of the heritage look in the future. It's wonderful. It annoys my friends so much. They just hate it. They're so, oh, have you seen this? What do you reckon about this? And I'm like, well, as a locomotive owner, I feel that it's great. Yes. Yes. How old is my Ruston? She was built in, I've forgotten, 1951? I think that's what, no, 52, 51. 1951, I think. Anybody remind me when mine was built? I can't remember. So getting on there. What's your opinion on designing brand new modern steam locomotives for a heritage scene? Designing new steam engines is basically pointless. Building new versions of old ones, yeah, like building new builds of old designs, but it's not really that much to be gained for doing a new one. Where does the diesel go? In the tank. Why has Teddy got small wheels? To give it a higher tractive effort, I think, because it mechanical advantage, small wheel, more force. It's lovely. TPOs, nay or yay? Yes. TPOs are great fun. I love a Great Central watching the TPO run. I saw one, I think it was the M7 pulling it, and you literally heard it leaving Loughborough. You just heard it leaving, coming, buck, and everyone was just stood there, be like, I just hear, oh, it was fantastic. It was storming through. Why did you name Viking Viking? It was one of the members of the Discord came up with it, and it was when the money was coming in to buy it and preserve it. I kind of was mentioning to them how excited I was, and how cool it was, and one of them said it's like a Norse prophecy, like it's all come true, and I went, that's great, that's good. We should call it Viking. So we did. That's why it's called Viking, because it's one of the guys that said the money coming to get it was like a Norse prophecy, and I went, brilliant. So that's why Viking is Viking, because of the Norse prophecy of the acquiring the saga of Viking. That's what that is. Yes, exactly, Kieran. As a locomotive owner, still some potential large Swedish components. Ah, thank you. Thank you. It's for the thought of it. If it's not that one, it will be another one. There's a lot. Yes, there's a plan. There is a plan. Certainly a plan. But thank you. You should have seen Cromwell at night. I possibly have seen Cromwell on the TPO at night. It's quite wonderful, isn't it? As a locomotive owner, is a matter of headache. Yes, Chris. Yes, it is. But you still get to say the thing of as a locomotive owner, which makes it all worthwhile. At least yours works. Mine doesn't even properly work. You know. And thank you though. Went to Magtees with Lawrie when he said what? Son. That's the first time, son, in a long time you've legitimately made me laugh. Have I got a pipe? No, it's not a pipe. It's a Magnum. It was a hot day, and it's a Magnum. I'm eating a Magnum. So people think I'm smoking a cigarette or it's something, but no, I'm eating an ice cream. It was a hot day. It's not a particularly flattering photo of me, but by Jove, it's a good one, isn't it? Do you think the environment now needs heritage traction as putting the plumes of smoke in the atmosphere? No. It's fine. We do so little of it. It really doesn't matter. Owner Loco's best chat up line there. You don't know very good chat up lines. I have tried it. It did not work. One lady did ask to see the loco, and when she saw 294266, she was just like, oh. And that was it. Any chance of driving Talclin's Prince? It's not Talclin's, it's Festiniogs, and I'd like to, but I feel they're probably too big to let me drive it. As the locomotive owner, what do you think about the new builds? I'm looking forward to seeing the P2 and the Churchwood County 440, and the V1. To be honest, or the V3, whatever they're planning to do. New builds are interesting. I like to see stuff that I haven't seen before. I like the new builds which are new builds. I really hate the ones that are robbed components of other engines. I really dislike that intently. The problem is there is only one pot of money, and all of us in Heritage have got to take from it. And I find it sad to see money going on to something that's new, where there's something that has survived and something that has heritage that's been ignored or worse still cut up to make something else. That's how I feel about it. No, Magnums aren't my favourite ice cream. It's just that's quite nice on a hot day. So, you know, it is the Magnum that didn't get cut, yes. Rosewood Railway is back up and running by the time Lawrie visits Australia. That sounds good fun. DL3 260 diesel mechanical, that's weird. With no low steam whatsoever. So, like how? No steam? You know. So there's box bank always getting drop kit down the street. I'll be fine. Fine with that, don't worry about it. Do you think the loss of available wash coal is going to hedge droughts? It's going to be a problem. A lot of railways use Welsh. The big problem with not using Welsh is it's epoxy clean coal. It burns really nicely and very cleanly, and the other stuff isn't as good. I have been on railways where we've used Russian and Polish, and it's just not as good. It's very smoky. Doesn't do a lot. Oh, sorry, Private Joker. I've mucked that up. Sorry. As a locomotive owner, do you prefer fish and chips or full English? As a locomotive owner, it depends entirely on the day. At the end, I prefer a full English breakfast and then to finish the day with fish and chips after I've had a full day on my locomotive. That's interesting. New builds versus Russell Civil War. Yeah, it is. What's your least favourite locomotive to crew? Hey, Lawrie, I think you should buy and preserve a Pacer DMU. Thank you for the donation very much, Alex. That's very kind of you. Alec, they are going very cheap. If I had somewhere to put one, I might well. Do you know what I really want to save? I really want to save a Class 153 Sprinter. Because they're the DMUs that we had around here when I was growing up, and it's the sound of my childhood, so I would love to save one of those. What's your latest favourite locomotive to crew? You know what? I can't really think of anything that I've never had a locomotive, whether offered to me to review, or that I've driving in a normal thing, that I've been like, I'm not looking forward to that. Everything. Actually, the least favourite thing to crew, honestly, is we have number 54, which is converted Thomas at the East Anglian Railway Museum, and I don't like Thomas. That's the first thing. That upsets me. But the way it's been converted just means that getting up to oil it is a pain in the backside, because you have oiling pumps that should be on the footplate, but they've got fake side tanks on it, which means you can't get them from the outside. So you just should be like, here's my oil can, squirt, 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 squirt. But no, you've now got to climb underneath, get up onto the inside axle, and then you can reach inside and do them. That's probably my least favourite engine. When does the stream end? Don't know. Do you think the engines like Mallard Green Arrow actually get to run at high speed again? I reckon Green Arrow will. Green Arrows, they talk about doing it. Mallard, I don't think will. Yeah, Russian coal is generally not very good. That's my opinion of it, and it will clinker. It clinkers badly. But so to be fair, if you don't treat Welsh right, it will clinker as well. You need some of those little parcel dot browns Back to the Future. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, I see what the title means. I thought it was a live stream with no stream. I see. Maybe when they'll give a chance to. There's quite a few people who've got Pacers, and I really want to do a Pacer. So, Sean, lots of Pacers have been given away. It's been like, it's yours if you can transport it. You need to preserve a Pacer from a one history. There are 14 in preservation now, I think. 14, 15. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Biggest loco you've worked on? I've driven a 282. $10 loco. Chance to convert all steamers to oil? No. Running on oil is not a particularly. No, it doesn't work for a lot of engines. I think the biggest treat in the future is going towards public perception of steam engines. The world moves on, people aren't used to house chimneys smoking, everything's clean. Yeah, that's a very good thought, Chris. Yeah, if we go into this kind of. I can see a world where we can't run them anymore. I hope that it's not going to happen, but I can see a world where people aren't used to this smoking behemoth, but it also becomes, the steam engine becomes something beyond just heritage. It becomes like a dragon. It becomes a truly mystical beast. So the idea of dirty smoke is hilariously good fun. What does it take to get a loco driver's license? Neil, it depends on the railway. Basically, most railways you have to do a turn a year at least to keep it valid. If you don't do a turn, then you go down. I've been at Mid Suffolk now for about 15 years, 14 years, and I've been a driver now for 5 years, I think, 5, 6 years, can't remember, 5 years. Depends. It's there isn't really any set. To be able to be a driver on Steam, you're a cleaner first, which is you help get everything ready. You clean the engine, not to make it pretty, but to make sure all the moving parts don't have any rubbish in them and make sure there's no faults with any of them. Then you will get trained up to be a fireman, get passed out as a fireman, and then after you have been a fireman for some time, you become a driver. My friend James has done it remarkably quickly. He's picked it up remarkably well, and he's done the journey in about 5 years from cleaner to driver. Um, it depends on just how quickly you pick it up and how intuitive you are with the steam engine. There are people I know who have been doing it for 15 years who are still a cleaner, and there are people like James who have done it in 5 years and they drive. It's basically the more time you can do it, the more time you can go and be on the footplate, the quicker you'll pick it up. Generally, is how it works. British Rail Class. Hello, I'm a big fan of you. Thank you very much. What worries me? Oh, I didn't say that. Mallard probably won't be done because it's just a draw. People go to York to see it, and there's no real point because there's the other ones kicking around. Which engine preserved or mainland do you have the most fun memories of? I've got some very fond memories of engines abroad that I've been on. Over here, actually, my favourite memory is on 1310 when it visited the Mid-Suffolk Light Railway, because I had my driving assessment on it. And I had one of my best mates, James, on the footplate. He was rostered as the cleaner, and I was rostered as the fireman. The loco super was rostered as the driver. So we all knew that as James was a fireman, if I was to drive, he could fire, and the loco super was going to test me. So I prepped the engine. I think the loco super took it off shed. He did the first trip and then gave me the regulator. We did a trip, maybe two, and then he went and sat in the shade on the platform. The guard waved the flag. Right, John, we've got to go. And he went, you take it, you're fine. And I was like, I know this. I can't take it, John, I'm not passed out as a driver. He went, no, just off. So we went down the line and I looked at James. I was like, I think I'm a driver. And you went, I think you're a driver. That's my favourite moment. So that engine's always going to hold a special thing for me. Just that moment of, I'm a driver. Being a driver, being passed out as a fireman was a huge moment for me. But a driver, to be a driver, that was just mad. It's so many things. It's not just the fact that you can do it. Driving a steam engine is relatively easy, but it's the fact that somebody trusts you and they think you're competent enough to mentor other people, to look after people, to be responsible for looking after this piece of heritage, to be responsible for everybody on the train. And somebody's put that confidence and trust into you and thinks you're ready. It's just the most amazing feeling to actually realise you're there. And it's always something I wanted to do beyond the footplate. And to be a fireman was something I really, really wanted. I wanted to be a fireman. I wanted to fire. To be a driver, I was told that I was going for my driver exam. I didn't ask. I was told. And to be that, kind of be told that you're ready and you should be a driver, and to pass was just fantastic. And it's the pride. There's so much pride in heritage railways and being part of it. But to be a driver and to be at a level where you can drive, and also to be at a level where I can go and visit these other railways, and be trusted to go out with things, under supervision, but to be able to get on and drive other locomotives, it's a massively, massively rewarding experience, especially for the kid who loves trains, to be able to do this. And it's magnificent. So to anyone who does like railways, do get involved and get involved with heritage railways and volunteer, because it's wonderful. Getting out and learning to do it is just a absolutely incredible experience, and I am so proud to be part of the heritage railway scene and to be a locomotive driver and to own my own loco. It's magnificent. I have no idea what's going on in the chat, but never. I'll just go 813 or 196. Not sure. 813 is definitely a good engine, and I do like it, but I didn't really get to do much with it at Chapel because it's only a quarter of a mile, whereas 196 I got to do a decent run with repeatedly. So, honestly, probably 196. I think it's a cracking engine. I do love austerities. I'm sure always the way it's extremely shorter to come drive, but you're doing the job with the run for. Yeah, I think it depends a lot on the place. I mean, you can't really move up the ranks so much. And miniatures, I guess the miniatures are interesting because I actually find miniatures harder than I do a full size engine. So I miss firing so much. I mean, I love driving, but firing is some more skill. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, Tom. Firing is the art form. Firing is the art form, and I love firing. When I'm on and I've got a fireman I trust, I'll let them drive so I can fire and keep my aim in. I do love firing. I do like firing a proper engine as well. I like when I've been at the Knee Valley and I've been firing there. Just love it. I prefer to drive a 9F than my car, lol. 9Fs are lovely. Once you're a driver, you eventually find yourself wanting to go off the shop again. Yeah, you do. You do. Well, like the day we had Chris, when I took it down and you took it back and just let me fire. Wonderful afternoon. It was so nice to just be on the shovel. And, not bad job. Was happy with myself, gotta say. Sounds like feeling my first solo flight in a glider sailplane. Why do Americans call it a sailplane? I like that. Yeah. What to Ashley ask? I missed that. Would you drive a mainline steam charger if you offered? Oh, good, yeah. I've driven out on the main line in the continent, and yeah. Yes, steam engines at speed. There is nothing like it. For those of you who haven't, I am very fortunate. I've been on the footplate of mainline steam several times, doing 60 odd miles an hour. Whoops. There is nothing at all that comes close to the sensation. It is the absolute most magical thing I've ever taken. The sense of speed, power. It's absolutely electric. It's incredible. It's so good. The way that it goes and it moves, and everything is different at speed. Like travelling around 25 miles an hour is one thing, but the way the fire burns, the way the engine performs, the way the engine responds, the way it moves, the way it sounds, the sensation, it's just so much better. It's so good. I did enjoy it, yeah. Was locomotive anywhere? Do you think they would do a 100-mile dash for the last time Scotsman turns 100? Very unlikely, I would have thought. If you go back to the US, will you drive the Blazer again? Probably not. Why is the 9F not allowed on the main line anymore? It's got flanges, slender drivers, and they smash things. The bigger the loco, the more forgiving. Yes, although, if it does go south in a big engine, the much harder it is to recover. So if you've royally screwed it up and it's going, you've got no fire and no water and no pressure, big engine, you're in big trouble. A little engine, chuck a fire and it'll be fine. Largest engine you've driven, fired, cleaned. Biggest engine is a 282 Express engine. Firing is a skill, doesn't matter how long you've done it for, you'll always be good in bad days. Well, I don't know. I can't. When did I last have a bad firing turn? Honestly, can't. I haven't. Don't think I've had a bad firing turn for a while. I can't remember. Wouldn't expect the biggest to be the easiest. It's because when you've got a big engine, you've got a massive great fire and a massive great reserve of water and steam. So things change slowly. And it gives you more time to react to things. So because you've got this large area, the temperature changes a lot slower. So it's a lot slower if things are going wrong to correct it, although you generally have a bigger firebox. But there's more reserve to go, this is going a bit wrong, and recover. Whereas on a little engine, if the fire goes down a little bit, suddenly you're losing steam very quickly. That's what it is. And because it's a smaller area of water, it's easier to change it to generate more. Oh, you asked about 813 or 165. I see, Ashley. Yes, I think I answered that. Saying this 196. How come you find a miniatures harder to drive far than narrow standard? Just because it's you on your own doing everything, and as just kind of said, things change so much quicker. And you, on a large engine, go up and down a gradient, the water moves about that much. On like when I've been driving up the Walsingham on the Garretts there on the 10.25 inch gauge, going up and down the hill, like you've got to make sure that you've got enough water, otherwise you'll be into danger territory. You've got to think a lot more, and as you bounce around, the water moves a lot more around the gauge, and it's a lot quicker. Like if you don't fire quite enough, you're not getting up the gradient. If you fire too much, you'll blow off. There's not enough. What's the fastest you've driven at the main line? Over 60. I feel I'd struggle as a fireman. Any tips? Do it lots. It's reading the fire is something that you learn basically, and just learn how the fire's responding, and you see how it's burning. the only thing you do is really do it. Do it on the footplate when every time they give you a shovel. Listen and learn, ask questions, look how the fireman's doing it. It's what one type of loco you bring back for the cost talk that was lost? J70 or a V1. Trying down the line at 60-70 kilometers, yeah, it's pretty good. I'm going to be really, really dickhead here, Chris, and go, there have been days, there are several days that I get off and I'm like, no, I nailed that. And that's the best day. The day when you get off the footplate as a fireman and you're like, no, I nailed that today. Absolutely nailed it. There is possibly no greater feeling than the day where you get off and you're like, no, that's been cracking. I haven't. We've not blown off. We've had enough steam every time. It's not put a foot wrong. The engine's been fine. It's such a buzz. It's the most incredible buzz of getting off an engine and be like, I nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Driver's happy, I'm happy. The water's been bang on, the pressure's been bang on, it's done its thing, we've had a good run, and I can't explain how good it is, but it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yes, that's good. See you later, Max. Thank you for joining us. Ryan, would you ever try centre cab? Yeah, I'd like to have a go at that, actually. Because we don't really... we have a couple of centre cab stuff over here, but America seems to do a lot more. I drive 611. Oh, I'd like to drive 611. That's an amazing thing. Best experience on the footplate's been on the 9F. Oh, yes, that must have been pretty good, Tom. That must have been pretty good. Engine with auto stoker. We didn't really have them. I've played with a Czech locomotive that had one. And that was quite fun because it has a steam blast that chuck it where you want it to go. I quite enjoyed that. American sweet tea. Yes, I had tried it, and I asked them. I kind of gave it back and asked if they could make it hot, and then it was tea. Royal Scott Lincoln or Sir Nigel Gresley. The Scott, because I love the Scott. It's great. I've really, really, really enjoyed firing the Scott. And sweat very. Oh yes, I can imagine. Like when it goes wrong, especially on the main line, if it goes wrong, it's a bit. Oh yeah, Tom. I'm a good fireman. That's what it is. I'm a good fireman. Oh yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. If you have a damn good turn and then the next turn it's not as good, it's so aggravating. Especially I've had turns at the knee where it's just. I know what I've done wrong, and it's so annoying that you've come back. We've got back. It's not been, but I know I've not quite, or it's blown off. It's blown off. Yeah, or you was a bit low on water. And you had to moderate what you were doing a bit. I've had turns where that's happened, and it's so annoying. And it's so annoying because you're better than that. It's yeah, that is. So yes, it was your birthday last week, Chris. So happy birthday for last week. When you go to a hiring locomotive number 592, fair enough. Yeah, I think some of the austerities did, didn't they? The NCB ones had auto stokers. Oh, you think you spotted my Ruston Pull and Scotsman during one of its rebuilds at Steamtown in documentary? Did you? Oh, was it on the interwebs or was it on TV? Because if it's on the interwebs, I want to link to it. Best locomotives are always locomotives they were built for. A big express on a small line isn't good fun. Yeah, this is true. It's like getting the keys to Ferrari and being told you have to stay. This is exactly it, Chris. Like having a big engine. It's what do they call it? Lines in the budgie cage. There's certainly having the right engine for the right job is good. Like yeah, I said having the Scott up the Nene Valley. The whole time it just screamed it wanted to go. It was a challenge keeping it quiet. Although again, one of the best days was firing the austerity coming back because it was just nice to hop on the shovel and go for it. I had a nice day, and that was one of the best experiences. Was kind of in your head, it's like I can fire this. I know exactly what I'm doing to fire this, but it's another thing when you're on an engine that you're not familiar with on a railway you're very not familiar with, and the driver's taken a kind of a chance on you. Say yeah, you can do it. You'll be fine. And then to nail it is just that was one of these days, Chris, that I got off having because it was wonderful the whole experience, but the whole after firing that return trip was such a pleasant experience, like with you driving, and the whole day and having Sophie on as well. It was just lovely. But kind of getting off that and be like, that wasn't too bad. You know, I hadn't fired the route before, but coming off that, I got off that and I was buzzing just because that was so good. That was very good. Sean, thank you very much. Why does always Chris put Master Chris for ask question? Sorry, Steam Lance. Try again and I'll try and answer this one yet. Do apologise, got to go school. See you later, Ashley. Thanks for joining us. Time for me to go call it a night. It's work tomorrow. Yes, I've got work tomorrow as well, so I should probably go before. Do you enjoy seeing railway appearing more on TV? Yeah, it's great seeing stuff like that appear. It helps make it more appealable to the masses. How shy were you when you first started the footplate? Oh, hugely. I was terribly shy when I first started Heritage Trails. I had no self-confidence. A concept of doing this and having a YouTube channel and talking to all of you people, could not have done it. Also would have been like, nobody would want to watch me do this. I mean, we're still pretty confused why you want to watch me do this, but yeah, could not have dealt with that at all. Would not have the confidence to do it, not have the ability to do it at all. But going to Heritage Trails has given me a huge boost. The Mr. Suffolk, they're a lovely group of people. They've given me a huge boost in my confidence, what I can do, and just made me a better human being. Full stop. It's wonderful like that. There has been a bit of progress at Mid Suffolk. The extension has begun. There is rail going down. So excited because it's going to be so steep. It's going to be going up the side of a mountain. I cannot wait. Some locomotives are forgiving, some throw hissy fits. Yep, it's basically. And also you can have a good engine that will have a bad day and a bad engine that will have a good day. You can have something that you've driven or fired 100 times before. You know exactly how to do it. She just doesn't want to play ball today. See you later, Ashley. I think the most cases preserved located in Denmark are of a smaller scale, like austerity scale. With like 5 km or 70 West April, yeah. Have you fired a Manning Wardle? No. No, don't think I have. No, I've lit a fire in a Manning Wardle. That's about as far as I've gone. No, I've never. I've driven a medium-sized diesel on the continent. That's about it. Yeah, I haven't driven many big diesels in the UK at all. They're mostly all been industrials. Should try and drive up that of the Brits. What? What? Should try and drive that up the Brits. I have no idea. Lawrie, do you think you ever do a Lawrie Goes Local on the Isle of Man steam route? I would love to steam Lance. I would love to. It's such a pretty line. I did talk to the what's the Stroudley Mine Railway, and they said they'd like to have us. But obviously, you know, COVID, so I can't go. But yes, I should try and drive Battle of Britain steam. I fired 92 Squadron several times. I've never driven it though. Have I ever been on a Baldwin? Don't think so. Oh, it's a Camelback. The Camelbacks are really weird. It's obviously something wrong we've never had on the UK. So yeah, they're very, very interested. Do I ever rewatch my old videos? I rewatched the video of. I rewatched the first video we launched on the channel, and that is terrible. And I gave a talk about 6 months or so after the Ruston 48 Goes on Holiday video at the Leiston Works Railways AGM. So we played the video for the people who didn't understand YouTube. And I cringed because it's terrible. Like, considering how much better we've got, it's terrible. So yes, I do occasionally rewatch them and realise how much better we've got. It's just cringeworthy, and amazing that so many of you guys are still watching from the beginning, and amazing that so many of you guys are watching from now, having looked at the back catalogue. I am one more cross-threaded screw away from this camera made in a mallet. If you do smash it, remember to film it at. Guess we're finishing at 11. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. We'll finish at 11. Channel to take off because your passion for everything mechanical and great friends. Yeah, to be fair, there is no way that there's no way the channel could have ever got to this size without Matt, Trev, and Morgan. Like, they are the best group of mates you could ever ask for. They're wonderful. The fact that they're on board and helping with this is just ridiculous. I could not do it without them. There would be no LMM without them. I couldn't do it. And they're fantastic, and they're equally as excited as I am for the future of the channel actually becoming a thing. So yeah, they're great. Jane, yeah, austerities are the perfect size logo for preservation. They're great. There is a train sim route for Mid Suffolk. Oh yeah, I think I saw John Ashley making it. How do you drive a steam locomotive? You pull the regulator and it goes. That's basically it. Driving it well is a totally different thing, which takes years to actually get a master. Buy Royal Scot or drive Flying Scotsman? Buy Royal Scot. No question. I'd rather own the Royal Scot than have a drive a Scotsman. What's the worst day you can have on Steam Loco? The worst day you can have on Steam Loco is when you wake up at 3 a.m. to leave the house at 3:30 a.m. to arrive at the railway at 5:30 in the morning to prepare it and then fail it, and you don't even light the fire because there's no water in the epoxy boiler when you get there, and it had a warming fire in it, so you have to fail it because you're not sure what's happened. That's the worst kind of day you can have on Steam Loco. Failing that, dropping the plug, that's a pretty bad day. But yeah, basically getting somewhere and not being able to take it out is pretty bad, or dropping the plug. Dropping the plug's a pretty bad day, which I've thankfully not done yet. Hello from Canada, I love watching your videos. Thank you very much, John. I really don't enjoy the train stuff. Sorry to hear that. Would you ever like to see Scotland in its original Great Northern spec, single chimney? I'd like to see it single chimney again in LNER Green. I don't really care if it's Great Northern spec. It's so different now, it would be a bit pointless just to put it back to how it was. Double fairleys aren't camelbacks, no, because it's not over the top. To be a camelback, you've got to have it mounted on top of the boiler. Double failing, you're next door to. As for YouTube, there's an audience for anything as long as passion. I think a lot of it comes down to, as well, you kind of presenter and people, doesn't it? Like, you want to watch somebody and be entertained and have something kind of interesting, and also a lot of it's community. Like, I think one of the reasons that we're doing relatively well is that you guys are lovely. Like, there's a lovely community that comes around it, and we're really excited by the community. We've got like the Discord where you guys can chat and interact and talk to us, and stuff like this where you guys can all chat and talk to each other. And I hope that you guys all feel part of something together, being part of the LMM community. And I think that's one of our strengths, is you guys, really, because you guys are wonderful. So thanks for supporting the channel, you guys. And also to everyone who's donated tonight, you guys are particularly wonderful. Thank you very, very much. And to everybody who has joined us on Patreon, you guys are particularly fantastic. Remember, you can join us on Patreon for £1 a month. So it's not much money, but it makes a huge, great difference to us. And you get extra videos every other week, and a podcast, and bloopers, and occasional other bits and bobs, which I remember. So there's also the Teespring, where you can buy t-shirts and help support us and stuff. Worst day on Loco is when you have two wonky injectors. No, Chris. The worst day is when you've got two injectors that don't work. Have you ever cooked bacon, eggs? Oh yeah, frequently cooked bacon, eggs. We cook for breakfast mostly. Eggs are a pain. I don't often do eggs, but sausages and bacon I do frequently. Hash browns I do frequently. Chicago mini pizzas I do frequently. Baked potatoes in the smoke box I do frequently. Vegetarian sausages for a friend of mine, they went quite well as well. Drop 2 plugs in 3 years. Dropping plugs is not fun, though. And another V2. One is probably enough. There are other engines, if we're going to build them, I'd like to see built rather than another V2. Although I would like to see the V2 run again. And if they were going to say categorically it's never going to run again, it's bad. What happens when you drop the plug? Okay, so in your firebox, in the top of the firebox, this is called the firebox crown. And because it's got a fire kind of underneath it, metal gets a bit weak if it's allowed to heat up. So because above the top of the crown is inside the boiler, and that's covered by water, and the water on top of it stops it at all points from overheating. If the water runs low enough and you expose the firebox crown, so it's no longer got water covering it to keep it cool, it can get heated, and then it can become soft, and then you can have a boiler explosion because you've got all that pressure acting upon it and the metal is becoming weaker. So in the middle of the crown, or in various places in the crown, there's a hole that goes through, and this is filled with depends on the design, but generally it's basically like a hollow thread plug bolt that goes through. Cool. And the hollow middle of that is filled up with lead. Sometimes it's a slightly different design, it's like a button of lead in it. If this becomes exposed, and so there's no water covering it, the lead melts. So you then get boiler pressure steam rushing into the firebox, which will help deaden the fire and also let the fireman know you've done bad. So that's what that's for. And so it's there to let you know. And the basic thing is, at that point, get rid of the fire and both injectors on. And then your day is over. So it's a security thing, safety thing, to stop things going bad. Pizza in the smoke box. I've not done pizza in the smoke box. I've only done it in the firebox. Disagree, Lawrie. Both injectors fell out of the fire and after the pub. Yeah, yeah. I've had to. I didn't do it because I wasn't the fireman. I was the cleaner. But we had the packing blow out from behind the gauge frame, so it started off going psh, and then basically forced off the foot plate. So that was both injectors on and dropped the fire. My first foot plate ride was on the 01 at the class of the Blue Bell after helping out the restoration ride on the same foot plate ride 100 years ago. Oh, that's pretty cool, Philip. That's really cool. Cook bar, I had to cook a meal on the shovel of steam locomotive. Oh, that's brilliant. That's good. That's very good. I would like to have a go with one of their steam engines, Ryan. Sean, didn't the Hampton Great Western Castle King the mainline tour a few years ago? Not sure. Can't remember that one. Some steam lunches, some crew used to sell food to dock workers cooked in the firebox. I can imagine that, yeah. Fire bars collapsing. I think it was fire bars collapse. That happens semi-regularly. Not semi-regularly. Fire bars will collapse when they get old. It's just something that will happen. They will just fall through, and if you get enough of them collapse, then you have a problem. I'm pretty sure the fire bars collapsed on it. Worst failure you've had on a loco? Apart from the packing blowing out from behind the gauge frame, I had the main bearing on Seraphite overheat on me, and threatened to seize. So I was driving it to get it clear off the main line with the bottom of my can of oil on the footplate, just chucking it. I took the feeder off and was just dousing it in oil. And the good news was it was okay. Like, it overheated, but because of me quick thinking of, oh my god, that's going to be knackered, I just took the trimmings out and just threw oil through it, like keep chucking oil through it, try and cool it down. So that's probably my worst. That was park it up for the end of the day, and I felt so bad about that. Like, yeah, because I've been out on it, I really enjoyed the engine, and then to have it fail was just so upsetting. Which video has Sun? I'm just going to click and see what one Sun's actually linked to, because I'm curious. Are you literally linking to... Oh my dear God, Sonero. You actually linked to the video. You linked to the video that we're currently watching. I'm impressed with that level of trolling. Genuinely impressed. Good show you. That's genuinely impressed. Are you planning to come back to the USA? Yes, James, as soon as we can really travel again and the COVID thing's not such a big problem. I imagine it would cost a fortune though, Ryan, but cool. Bricks and British Arch blow out. Oh, I haven't had a brick arch collapse on me yet, but I can imagine it's a nightmare. Good wait on looking some ships that couldn't drop the fire, you had to flood them. That will ruin it, JPM. That will ruin a boiler, but yes, I can imagine. Hello, Oldensdale Junction. Have you seen a derailment, and what happened? Did you cause it? I was driving once at one railway, and the points were switched underneath me, so one of my carriages started going the other way. That was, I think it then derailed. We stopped pretty soon. That's probably my worst one. I have derailed a wagon before at Mid Suffolk. Was asked to. It was for our first gala, and we needed the space. So the answer was just push one of the wagons off the end of the line. So we have a loading ramp, which is rails embedded in the ground for when we have stuff coming in and out. And it was basically, we needed all the space because the area we normally loaded for was going to be used for locomotives to wait, or one of the trains, I can't remember. But the instruction was just keep pushing this wagon and push it off the end of the line. It's like, okay. So that was fun. Yeah, James, coming back to the USA. Basically, when the COVID thing isn't a problem, we're coming back to the USA. That's basically what the plan is. My thing is frozen. So I don't know if it has for you, but my thing is definitely frozen. I'm going to refresh and see if it is. I've not been on a loco when it derailed, no. Oh, actually, that's a lie. I have been, but it's normally like a 5-inch gauge thing, or 3.5-inch gauge. That's what I've derailed before. House doesn't look period. It's period. Lawrie actually lives in the and YouTube through time. Yeah, this house is over 100 years old. It was built in the, I think it's 1890. This one was built because long next door to where I am, there used to be a narrow gauge railway, serving brickworks. So it went down alongside my house that way. Then it went underneath the road. You can still see the remains of the bridge and down to clay pits, and then the brickworks were behind me. And then most of the stuff you see behind me is all stuff that came from my nan's house, which is just like stuff I wanted to keep. After she died, so that's like that lamp that my nan used to sit in a chair next door to this lamp and read with it. So it's just I wanted to keep it after she died because memories of Nan really, and the dresser that's behind me that came from hers as well. There's a chair just down there as well, so it's just nice little things that help me remember Nan. Like my 106, my 106 is my real link to my Nan. That's why I love it so much because it was her car and she used to take me out in it, and then she got older. I used to take her out in it, so it's that's the reason for that stuff. Worst I've seen for single locale super heater tube. Yeah, super heater tube going is bad. To be fair, super heaters scare me a little bit. I'll be honest. How have you had problems with bird nesting locos stopping them being used? No, because generally speaking, the locomotives that we use are used frequently enough that birds don't go in them. Although there was a nest in my 48. Wasn't a bird in it, but there was a nest in it. I always say that friends are so hard. Time finding railroad tie sleepers for his rousing and looking. Can't help you with that, so I'm afraid. No idea. Don't leave us in the UK. What? Funniest moment you had on the footplate? It's too many. I can't really think of anything that would be. I can't think of anything that's particularly funny that I can tell you on YouTube that won't damage my reputation or call question into the railways. I've had a fight with a driver on the continent with shovels. So we had a sword fight with shovels. That was quite good fun. Should we build that little railway then? Which little railway? Oh, the one next door to me. It won't happen. There's a housing estate basically everywhere. It could run alongside me. Then there's a house in the way. Then there's another house in the way. Then there's a road in the way. Then there's an entire housing estate in the way. Then it's a park, so you could go back into the park. And where the brickworks used to be, there's about to be 1,000 houses built. So it's probably not going to happen. The Blue Peter priming? Yeah, the Blue Peter prime was pretty bad. Someone drove to power generation for... Really? That's interesting, Neil. I had no idea, Niall. Yeah, it's nice to have memories of people around you. It's nice. It's a nice memory of my nan. So, what's the Hornby box on the bookshed? The Ruston box. Ruston's not in the box. The Ruston's over there, but you know, that's that my dear friend Robert bought me for my birthday. Because I didn't have a model of my own 48, so Rob bought me one, and it's just there because I'll put it there. Basically, the loco's out rather than being in its box. Great experience driving a train. Probably the first. Actually, I tell you honestly, one of my greatest experiences with my mate James. I think it was on the Thomas at East Anglian Rail Museum. He was a cleaner, I was the fireman, and I was teaching him to fire. And I thought he was almost ready. So I gave him the shovel and I was like, right, you take this trip. And I think he overfired it. And the next trip, he underfired. And so by the end of it, I was like, I thought you were ready. Yeah, maybe you weren't, maybe I was wrong. So I went, right, third trip, you think you got it this time? And he went, yeah, I think so. You could just see it in his eyes. It was just, you could see it in his eyes that he was there, he was ready. And he was like, yeah, I think so. I was like, yeah, no, you're fine. I'm not going to look. I know you've done it. And he's like, what? And so I was like, no, I can see it. you've got it. You can just see that you've clicked, and he has been annoyingly a better engineman than I am now. He's a absolutely top notch. He's a top notch driver and a top notch fireman. He's one of the people that I really enjoy a day with. But I think that's my favourite moment because I taught him a lot of what he knows, and I'm quite particular about driving and firing and standards, particularly how you fire and how you drive an engine. And he has inherited some of my standards, which is probably not a good thing because there's lots of other people I get put on with that I'm not happy with the way that they do things or the standard to which they fire or the level of professionalism they show. And I know that sounds horrendously arrogant. Whereas James is one of those people that like we have the same level of standard of what we're doing for a day, and we have very good days together. So that's probably my favourite memory of it. It's just that moment when he got it, because it was glorious to know that you've helped train somebody up and to get that moment. The other one of my absolute other favourite memories, other ones, at the New Valley Railway when we had the visiting standard 2, and I was still only a cleaner, and chatting to the driver of it, and he went, "Do you want to drive the next one?" And I was like, "I'm the cleaner." And he went, "Yeah, I know. Do you want to drive it?" And I was like, "Yes." So I took the standard 2 on a passenger train, doing 25 miles an hour with it, and that's the biggest engine I've driven in the UK, which is 78018, and it's lovely. That's the engine that gets stuck in a snowdrift in the good old film Snowdrift at Bleaskill, but it was magnificent. I absolutely adored it. Just a cracking engine to drive, and I really, really enjoy that. But I think one of my favourite memories is, right, so when we talk about being railway enthusiasts and our training, you have different generations. So a first generation preserved locoman will be somebody who did it in the day. They're the first generation. They did it in the real day in British Railway or in the NCB and drove steam engines commercially real. And then they've continued to do it in preservation. Second generation are those of us who were trained by the first generation. We haven't been on BR. We never got to do that, but we're trained by first generation guys. And then second generation are the guys that have come along, and they've been taught by the guys who were taught by the guys who used to work in BR. And now we're entering into the third generation, so the generation that follows me are the people that I'm training. So they're taking my knowledge and what I know, and I'm passing that on. So they're now third generation. But I had the wonderful chance of being on the footplate with a chap called Ray Brandt, who was a BR locoman. And so I got a couple of turns with him when I was a driver, but I still went on with him a couple of times. I think he fired for me a couple of times, and I fired for him a couple of times. And so I can at least call myself a second generation locoman because I have been trained and worked with an actual BR man, someone who did it properly, which makes me very proud. But we're on the Bagnall that we had at Mid Suffolk, and it's got a Ramsbottom safety valve. So when it starts lifting, it takes a long time for it to reseat. Rather than being a pop safety valve that will instantly reseat once it drops below the pressure, Ramsbottom just kind of hisses and steams for a bit. And this particular safety valve, it hums. So it just go which is very annoying because it does it for quite a long time. And I could see Ray was getting annoyed by it. And there is a technique that if you just whack it in the right angle, it just seats and shuts up. So I just kind of looked at him and just went, ka-dunk. And it shut up. And he looked at me and I went, "Well, how would you do that?" I looked at him dead in the eye and went, "It's a little thing called experience, Ray." And there was a moment where he was just like, "You arrogant little..." And then he realised I was just taking the mick. We had a very good laugh about it, but it was just this wonderful moment. He was just like, "How dare you?" And then realised that I was just, that's that's one of the best moments. That was, I really, like Ray, we had some good turns. Oh, I love the whistle. I love the whistle very much. Yes, that is one of the standard twos from the Great Central. How many railways do I volunteer at? Mid Suffolk, East Anglian Railway Museum, Nene Valley Railway, Leiston Long Chop, Leiston Works Railway, Eight-Dale Railway, Chatham, Middleton. Technically, I think that's it. I think I'm part of 8 at the moment. No, I drove it at the Nene, not the GC. Have you done Stepney? I've seen Stepney, but I've never been on it. Have I been burned inside a steam engine? Oh yeah, loads of times. I've got loads of scars. The worst one was it's pretty much healed now, but I had a really nasty one across there. I now wear, especially on big engines, I wear firing gauntlets, welding gauntlets, which come up to here on my arms because I had on 92 Squadron. I was wearing gloves because I always wear gloves as a fireman. But my shirt came to there and my jacket came to about there. And when I swung inside the firebox, because bullets have really wide fireboxes and you need to give a good covering everywhere, because it's a big box, so you just need like a thin covering everywhere. But the whole grate wants to be covered. And so I swung inside, chucked the coal right in the very back left-hand corner. Yeah, it was left hand. And as I did, I caught my inside arm on the inside of the firebox, and it was enough where my jacket had come back and the end of my glove was. And oh god, that hurt. That was a nasty one. That was a proper bad burn. So yes, that was bad. Lawrie, what's your favourite part of driving the Leyland bus? Driving it. It was just good fun. I've just enjoyed the whole experience. I don't think there's one thing I enjoy. Opening the doors. I really enjoyed opening the doors. John and Barney Grimling. I don't know who they are. Right, no idea. This show is called Have Steam Trains Will Travel. Yeah, pretty much. Imagine tuning in doing that during that. Oh yeah, that'd probably been quite good. Switch backwards in the centre coffee track. Yeah, I've seen no, it was a 282 that done that, went backwards and split the points. I've never heard about the storm of 1952 on Donna Pass. Not a clue. What's the local you haven't driven yet you really want to? Class 37. Really want to do a Class 37. I really want to do the flying buffer beam because I think that'd be hilarious. What else would I really want to do a Quarry Hunslet. Really want to do an austerity in this country. I really want to do Norwegian on the Keza. And some big engines. Is there anything I'm desperate to do more than anything else? I really want to review a Barclay. Actually, you know what? I really want to do something like Rocket or some of the replicas of the really early engines, like the Steam Elephant they've got at Beamish. That's what I'd really like to. I love the bus I drove. Yeah, it was fantastic. So, what were the first steam drivers called, or people who drive on the main line and volunteers they're part time? So, what were the first steam drivers or people who drive on the main line and volunteer in the part time? People on the main line, because it's still done in preservation, they would be still whatever generation they learn from. You have to. It's where you come from BR basically, because even the people who do it on the main line aren't still. They're not like people who did it in BR days. They're not people who do it every single day. You know. Any thoughts on a Ford Fiesta Zetec Climate 1.25? It's definitely a car, Sean. It's definitely a car. Rob, it was a long time before Sun knew me, and I'm glad of that fact. Yeah, Brandon, it was 30 years old. Also, I had a qualified driver in there with me, so it was under instruction. Yes, it was great fun driving the bus. What's a flying buffer beam? Actually no, I know what. It's the top of my list. Alfred and Judy. That's the top of my list. I really want to do Alfred. Really want to. The Porter Power Twins. No, Alfred. Yeah, and 1369. That's the other one I really want to do. Love 1369. Love the Porter Power Twins. Absolutely. The flying buffer beam is a steam engine which was built to go somewhere with a very, very low bridge, basically. It's a very, very squat steam engine. It's magnificent. Building at least 4 sound tanks. Oh, cool. That's cool, Ryan. I was driving. I was driving as a trainee under instruction, more than anything else, to be honest. Um, and no, don't have PSV. Did you see the LMS Iva 2 derailment? Yes, I've seen the video of it dropping off. Any name trains you'd love to be a driver on? As in trains or locomotives, Sean? Would you do a Lawrie Goes Look on your exhibition layout? If yes, Scottish Steel Productions. Yes, that sounds hilariously good fun. I'd like to do that very much. LMA reviews a brake fan. Maybe. Live the bus video. Anyone that can drive bus with up to 8 passengers. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Ryan, but they're Alfred and Judy. Alfred and Judy, because that's what they are. Oh, I saw the photos of Trojan. That's another one I desperately want to do. I desperately want to do Trojan. It's magnificent. I'd rather have a go on Trojan than I would an A4. Isn't there a video of Flying Buff being pulling an HST? Is there? I haven't seen that. That's brilliant. I have been. I was going on holiday with my mum many years ago. We were going down to Somerset, and I called into the Lavender Line because Alfred and Judy were visiting, and I wanted to see it. I was chatting to the driver on Alfred about it, and he went, "Well, do you want to come for a ride then?" So I went, "Yeah." And I remember seeing my mum kind of walking onto the platform with a look of, "What is taking you so long? You just wanted to see this thing," as my head appeared out of the top of the cab of Alfred. And we left, and at that point my mum saw me, and I was going like this. At the top, we were like, yeah, about this height, we were like, awesome! And I remember her face being, oh, as I just disappeared up down the line. Yeah. So that was quite great. Yeah, they were the basis for Bill and Ben, but still, after Judy. You can drive a bus over 30 years with PFC. You can only take 8 people. Yeah, there we go. Are you on Discord? I'm not on Discord, no. Have you ever a chance to show cool have steam engines will travel to Facebook? No. No idea, Ryan. I don't get much chance to watch most things. It was Alfred and Judy holding 125. Okay. Flying Buff Bean looks like you'd have to be. It looks magnificent, though. I really want to go on it. Oh, actually, yes, that's high. S160 is absolutely top of my list of big engines. The S160 is what I want to do most. I love. I went to Chenick Valley because I guess some of you guys at least will have seen the first episode of Chasing Dinosaurs, where me, James, and Carolina, and Ben, go hunting the 3 S160s run together. But me and James had tried to do that event before, but it got cancelled due to flooding, and we got to go and be on all. They had them all in the platform in Steam, so we got to go on all the footplates, have a look, and blow all the whistles. And oh, the whistles are great, and oh, they're fantastic. And yes, I'd love to do an S160. Up at 6 for a local cleaner exam. Good luck, Scottish Steam Productions. Is there a process of changing? It's down to the owner. You own it. Like I named mine. Mine was Sir William, and I renamed it Sir William McAlpine. There's nothing to stop me tomorrow going out and naming it Steve, and then the day after that calling it Jim, and then the day after that calling it the most magnificent locomotive in the world ever. It's just whatever you want to call it. It's your loco. Cheers. Have you been in a car crash? I had a tree jump out at me once. When I volunteered at the Midland, we suggested a large shot at the back of the for one-man operation so you could just lean out and couple it up. Yeah. You drive the Flying Buffalo and say, I imagine you do. But when you experience a 141, you really feel the same British loading gauge potential. Oh, do they? Okay, Chris, that makes sense. The British loading gauge, it really does limit potential. We know that when you look at engines from the continent in America, we know that. I've not done the Midland Railway Centre. Thoughts on Edward Thomas is a really pretty little engine. I really want to do it. I'd like to review it. I would particularly like to do it. Edward Thomas, I think it's a very, very pretty little tank engine. Yes, no, Brandon, I was just being silly. S160s are great. What would you rather drive, Bullet Leader or a Bullet Pacific? Bullet Pacific. Actually, as a driver, driving the leader wouldn't be too bad. And to be fair, I'd like to have just be able to have driven the leader. So probably the leader. Firing it, Jesus, I would not want to fire the leader. The leader was meant to be oil fired, which would make it fine. They're making a copy of Stepney. Yes, they're going to make a cut up Stepney, aren't they? So you can kind of go and look at it. One thing about Brownie Games one drives at Peter Marks, Polar Express. I've had one of my plug sockets built earlier. Now my room is a mess. Well, at least you remember to plug in your phone. What's your opinion on Polar Bear and Sea Lion? Personal, I think they're the most. I think the front pony on it looks too small. It's a very weird looking little engine. They're very pretty, but they're weird. I wouldn't say they're the prettiest. Fine, good. Oh yeah, it's magnificent, isn't it, Mega? The N2. Oh, I love the N2. I fired it many times at the Epinongo Railway. Had a lot of fun on the N2. Many times? A couple of times I fired it. Because it went for a gala, I think. I think I got a couple of turns on the shovel. Yeah, the N2 is lovely. We will take your fingers off on the handbrake. The handbrake goes up and down, and we'll take your fingers off. Is PET still at the NRM? Yes, it is. Last time I was there. Where do you actually go and find locomotives and other cool machines for sale? My loco, I emailed a lot of people. Locomotives for sale generally. There is Traction Ads and WNXX, I think that's what it is. Are a couple of places that sell stuff online or at least advertise it. Generally speaking, for locos to be sale, you just need to be in the hobby. You wouldn't, if you're in the fraternity, you generally know if something's for sale. That's basically how it works. You just know. It's quite often locos and things don't get advertised. You just happen to know that the owner's looking to get rid of it. In the same way that when I emailed Sir William asking about 294266, he asked me if I knew anybody who wanted it, and I went yes. The fire engine, Jupiter was never actually advertised for sale. There was a Volvo for sale which I offered some money on Gumtree. The guy said no, but he did have a Dennis RS, which I had no idea what it was, so that was on Gumtree. Humpty came from a garden. The 35 was in the shed when I got there. Jeb was next door. The two MR2s were on eBay. No, the first one was eBay. The second one was on Facebook Marketplace. The Turbo was offered to me by someone who thought I'd like it. JM gave me the Sleeker. The NX came from Autoshite. I can say that YouTube because it's the name of a website. That's not a swear. What else is there? Atlas was given to me. Red Roof was eBay. Moggy was Gumtree. Viking was, I walked past it in a scrapyard and you guys decided we should buy it. I think that's everything. How does my Ruston? I think it was built 1951, I think. Is it 51 or 52? I'm pretty sure it's 51. I know of a narrow gauge Shay locomotive for sale. Oh, narrow gauge Shay, that's kind of cool. My nan said they look, I don't know. I'm going to go, oh yeah, I'm going to go as well. We'll do 5 minutes more, we'll finish this at 20 past because it is late and I've done what I want to do, which is the wagon, and next time we do a stream I shall paint the wagon and try and weather it and make it look half decent. Both something pretty good. So yes, I've achieved something tonight, built a wagon, did what we wanted to do. Oh yeah, the 040, it's lovely. I'm really sad to see that little thing to go. It's not just at a Waller ticket, it's been out for a while. Yeah, I've seen it running. It was a lovely little thing, that Peck. It's very sad it's going. They're building a replica of the real Stepney. They're building it's going to be a cut down model of it. It's a full size, but it's going to be a section model. I would love to drive a steam engine on the Isle of Wight Steam Railway because the Isle of Wight Steam Railway is magnificent. Their stock is magnificent. Their locos. I want to do the O2. I want to do Calborn, and I want to do a Terrier. The rate you're going to be modern day Fred Dimner. Do you know what, Sean? I'm going to be over the moon. Like, to be compared to Fred. A couple of people have kind of compared me to Fred Dimner, and I have been so honoured by it because Fred Dimner was an absolute just modern day He's an absolute national icon. He's a national treasure. So to be compared to him is an absolute honour in the highest regard. One museum bought a Cessna for £3 off Gumtree. Nice. They're going to build a replica of the real Stepney. Are they? No, they're building a replica of it, and it's going to be because they're going to section a model and have it in there. Don't think they're building a replica to run it, Jaden. Narrow gauge Shay. On all Shay's locking engines? That's still narrow gauge. No point in a replica, they might just restore the one they have. I'm sure there was a huge outcry because they said they were going to section Stepney, put it into the museum and be sectioned. And everyone cried out. They went, no, it's going to be a replica of it. Yeah, pretty much. What colour or livery would paint the truck? What truck? Yeah, do you what? It was. Its ticket only just expired, but it's been out of use for about 5 years. The long story short, there were issues with the owner. The owner died, and then it's who owned it became a bit of an issue. So it's not been used for it. So whilst just the tickets only, it had a ticket to 2020, but it hasn't had an annual boiler inspection, so it hasn't actually had a ticket for about 5 years. If that makes sense. So it now needs a boiler overhaul because you still need to have an annual inspection. Or an 18-month inspection, and it hasn't had that for quite some time because of the owner information. So its 10-year ticket expired in 2020, but it hasn't had a ticket, if that makes sense, for a while. Do you follow me? Do you get me? Detail Fred Dibner. Have you driven an 06 Dockyard diesel? No, not yet. If you've seen the mixed traffic, yes, I have been onto the Isle of Man and seen their mixed traffic trains, and it's glorious. Your wagon. Yeah, I hope so. I hope it will be done. Aren't the Isle of Man still nationalised by the Isle of Man government? Don't think so. Not heard that before. Certainly is unfortunately that battered. You might as well replace the local. It's a Terrier. It's done hundreds of miles. That's what they've done. There are some steam engine north that are up for sale because people are seeing eyesores. People on them for less than $1. Stupid. That's the problem. Is moving it. Anyway, I'm going to finish this in 1 minute. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you for being part of our live stream. Thank you for being part of the wonderful LMM community. You guys are magnificent, and the fact that LMM is so good and you're enjoying it is all down to you guys as well. I know it sounds very, very up myself to say LMM is so good, but it is as good as you guys make it. By you guys supporting us, you make it better. And if you're enjoying it and you think it's good, then it's all down to you. That's why it's good. It's you guys. So thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you for joining in and watching me attempt to build a model railway wagon, which does roll on its own. Look at that. That's quality. And I have done that and put it together, and that is a solid thing. The door didn't fall off. See? Opening doors. Look at that. Quality. So thank you guys. Thanks for being part of it. You guys are super. Yeah, you're lovely. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks for being part of it. As we said, if you want to help the channel grow and be part of the Patreon team and to get the extra footage and content and the special icon on the Discord and chat to us, then the link to that has been posted there. It's £1 a month. If you want to buy merchandise like some of our shirts and things, then that's on the Teespring. We do mugs and they're kind of cool as well. We're going to be doing more merch in the future. That's cool. If you want to send us a donation, you can either do that through the PayPal or you can do it via just dropping in a thing now, and that will make me stay and talk longer. And after £10 you get a signed thing, which I have a stack of them to do there, but I haven't done it yet because I'm a terrible person. And there's the Discord in case you're not there. I think that's it. I think that's all the things I meant to say. So yes, thanks guys. You guys are lovely. Thanks for joining us. We'll be doing another one probably in 2 weeks' time. Oh, and just the streams may be getting a bit later into the evening, mostly because as we can start doing stuff again, we need to be out filming during the weekends when I've got the team with me. So like today we were in the shed getting on with stuff, and so yeah. I hope the later streams are good for you guys. In the meantime, you guys are awesome. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know I say it a lot, and I know it's probably getting boring to all you guys now, but we really did not think, me and Matt were discussing this today, like when we started this, the channel would even get this big. We never thought it would, and the fact you guys enjoying it, never thought that would happen. And this whole experience for us is absolutely amazing. So thank you all for making this experience so amazing, and the concept that you guys are enjoying the channel and more people are finding the channel enjoying it and it's growing is just the most mental thing we can have. Just kind of, it blows our mind, people. It absolutely blows our mind that people are enjoying it and people are finding it, and there's the potential for this channel to get bigger, better, and to do more things. And some of the stuff we've got coming up and lined up for you is awesome, and I'm very, very excited about that. So, yeah, thanks for that, guys. You're fantastic. And with that, I'm out. See you later, guys. Have a nice one. Interlude. Oh. Boom boom.